Hello, everybody. Welcome to a beautiful Friday night. To discuss insurance. Beautiful night with five beautiful ladies, man. We've got five beautiful ladies talking about insurance, and fixing your life, protecting your family, and protecting your family. And hey, it's all about doing what? Being your
Being
own bank.
bank. Being your own
Being
bank.
your own bank, isn't that
Yes.
right? And on three, before I hand the microphone over to the ladies, on three, we're gonna say what's on our chest tonight. One, two, three.
Let's make coverage contagious.
Love it. Let's make coverage
Contagious.
That's the name of the show. Let's talk. Coverage over cocktails is the name of it, but we want it to be contagious. Isn't that right, ladies?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We're going to hand the microphone over to the host and the co-host of the show. Their names are on the screen, everybody. Make sure you share the video all over the world because we want everybody to know about insurance. We want everybody to know about Let's Talk Coverage Over Cocktails, and we want everybody to know about Real Talk 100 Radio. Yes, the numbers on the screen are real. They want you to contact them. They want you to contact them about insurance. They're going to have a different number to contact them by after this show. Contact them, get life insurance. Tune in right now to the Let's Talk Coverage with Cocktails. Let's Talk Coverage Over Cocktails. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Joyce Pinchback Schofield, and I'm your host for tonight. And we have an astronomical show for you here. We're going to be talking about the different types of coverages that will be available to you, and that is available to you and your family. And it's also affordable. As you guys, I don't know if you guys were in tune with us last week, but we talked about the high demand for agents as well as wanting to educate the communities and all communities and all nationalities the importance of having insurance. So tonight you're going to hear us talk about the different types of insurance that's available out there to you and how to go about obtaining that insurance on your families as well as yourself. First of all, I'm going to like to turn it over to Kimberly Hutchinson.
Hello, good evening. So glad to be back with you guys with coverage. Let's talk coverage over cocktails. Who needs insurance? Well, everybody needs insurance. If you are a student going to college, you need coverage.
Right.
If you are a single parent with children, you need coverage. If you are a family unit, mom, dad, and children, you need coverage. If you are a grandparent, uncle, aunt that are raising children or helping raise children or have children in your life, you need what?
Coverage.
Yes. So tonight we want to talk about and educate you on the different types of coverages that you can obtain. And then we want you to talk back to us on tonight. Holla if you can hear us. Let us know that you are out there as well and that you are hearing what we're saying. We are trying to make coverage contagious and that every household is covered. I want to introduce next Denise.
You gonna introduce me or I'm gonna
You're going to introduce yourself.
Okay.
My bad.
Well, I am Denise Kinder, all the way from the big city of Palestine, Texas,
Woo-hoo.
down east. Yes, we representing up in on tonight. I'm just so elated to be here. I'm glad to be here with my sisters. We want to educate. We are going to educate on what we have to offer, the services that we have. We do not take this lightly. We want everybody to be covered because life happens, and you want to make sure that you have yourself covered along with your loved ones so they don't have to worry about what we're going to do, how we're going to do. We don't have to go and have a GoFundMe. We don't have to have a fish dinner sale or a barbecue sale. You won't have to do none of that. You can go at ease, do the final arrangements and just, celebrate the life of your loved ones that has passed.
Absolutely.
And So now I'll turn it over to Miss Veronica.
Well, hello, everybody. I am Veronica Haley. I am so excited to be here on this panel with these amazing women yet again. Last week was phenomenal, and here we are yet again. So, like they said, we're going to be teaching you all about the importance of life insurance. Why to get it now and not wait to the last minute. We're going to talk to you about the opportunity of this organization because it's amazing. We're going to talk to you about, anything that has to do with life insurance, annuities. It's so much that we're going to cover with you. And, we're excited about this opportunity to be here. So we thank Mr. Marcus for allowing us to be here on the station at Real Talk 100.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pass the mic to Miss Barbara so she can tell a little bit about herself.
Hello, everybody. I'm so glad to be with you again tonight and among my wonderful co-hosts. And Mr. Malcolm, thank you so much again. Yes, it's like what everybody reiterated, we're going to focus on educating you on life insurance and the different types of coverages that are available to you. But by now, most people know that you do absolutely need coverage in some form or another.
Right.
So we're just going to break that down to you and give you a better understanding, and feel free to call in, ask questions, and we'll answer those questions for you. If for some reason we can't, we'll definitely get some information and we'll get back to you on that. But it's just an opportunity to really present this this really important message that coverage is very important for everyone. And that's basically it. I'm Barbara Harris Calvert from Missouri City, Texas, and just tune in because we got a great show for you tonight.
Yes.
And you guys, we're going to keep talking about this thing until we kind of, get it into everyone's head. The importance of having insurance. We're going to keep talking about it. We're going to talk about it every Friday night. We're going to talk about it on the streets. We're going to come into your homes and talk to you about it until you get it. So y'all going to get so tired of us talking about coverage until y'all going to be like, let's just go get this insurance.
You're going to know so much. They're going to know so much about it, Joyce. Until they got to get it.
We're not going to stop. We're not going anywhere.
Because it's going to be what? Contagious.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna make it contagious. We're gonna keep talking about it over and over and over again. You're gonna be like, them ladies up there just get on my nerves. You're talking to us like my friends. We get on my nerves. We're gonna get on my nerves because I'd much rather talk about the importance of having the insurance than not having the insurance. And I get a phone call or someone in your family gets a phone call saying, hey, nobody had any coverage. There was no coverage. In today's society, you need coverage because out there, it could take days and weeks before you can raise the money for your loved ones to get them put away, properly. So again, we're going to keep talking about this thing until we make it contagious.
So sooner or later, everybody will get it. The fact that there is absolutely necessary for everybody.
This is definitely a move that everybody needs to catch on to.
We're going to make it a movement.
Exactly, a movement. We cover everything else that is important to us, like our vehicles.
Yes.
Like our vehicles.
And
those
we're
are
gonna
important
insure.
to us. We're gonna insure the vehicles.
Well, you think about all these concert tickets.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's
Wow.
step on
Concert tickets. People are out there spending money on concert tickets and not spending. I'm gonna go there. People are spending money on concert tickets and not spending them on the important things where it comes to their family. When it comes to their family, about getting your kids, getting your wife, getting your grandmother, your mother, your father covered with insurance. So that's important.
That's very important.
And it's funny you say that because just today I talked to a young lady and she had just went and bought her tickets for the Beyonce concert.
And they
she
are
paid
expensive.
$600 to go see a local artist. $600. But I asked her, I said, you spent that much money. do you have life insurance? She was like, well, no, I'm I'm still young. I'm only 22. I said, well, honey, 22-year-olds die just as well as 82-year-olds.
Exactly.
You got to
Oh
be
my
covered and not
goodness.
worried about
Yeah.
Beyonce, because at the end of the day, Beyonce got a
don't even.
policy.
Yeah.
Right, she's
That's
covered.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure
And-
they have
covered.
insurance coverage on her legs alone.
Exactly.
Well, her both
Exactly.
cards.
Hello. I was out there, and earlier this week I was washing my car.
Mm-hmm.
So these kids came up in these Ferrari. I'm like,
Vroom,
they caught my attention with the sound, right? So I look
Yeah.
up and I'm like, they're over there, they're talking. And of course, all the workers coming out there looking at the car and everything. So I'm thinking, I'm like, I wonder if you got any insurance. So I finished doing what I was doing to my car.
Mhm.
So I politely pulled out a business card, some business cards, right? 'Cause
Right.
there was two gentlemen out there, and I walked over and I say, hey, I said, I bet you got this car insured. And they started laughing. I said, but do you have any coverage on you? He was like, no.
Wow.
No, I said, here's my card. I said, because I know y'all don't drive slow.
Oh yeah.
Like, in one of the fastest cars in America.
Right.
Yes,
No coverage
yes,
on
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, proudly it was, and of course it was bright yellow.
Okay.
Orange color.
Very
Oh,
eye-catching.
yeah, take a
Very
picture.
eye-catching.
I can see myself riding it, but,
Yeah.
I was like, well, I better stand back.
Well, I mean, and then think about it. When we go buy these TVs, what are the first thing they ask you before you purchase?
Yeah.
Do you
You want
want
insurance on this TV?
Yeah.
And what they do, yes,
Yes.
Protection.
but they don't have
yeah.
insurance on themselves.
Yes,
The iPhone.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a whole nother Ricolade right
Oh,
there.
wow.
And will have a
Sure
fit bit crack.
Exactly.
That's right.
Oh, I done broke so many of these. I don't even want
Exactly.
to talk about it.
Come on now.
Oh, first day you get it, you remember you walk in the house with first thing you do, what happened? It
Boom,
falls up.
hit the
It
floor.
hits the floor. It never fails. It's like a curse.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. You get it. You're gonna drop it.
That's right.
And you be like, ooh wee. You reach down like, and first thing you do is look to make sure it's not cracked.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I tell you what. So everybody out there, everyone should take the time to just sit down with someone.
Yes.
Someone and figure out what your budget is, what you can spend weekly in order to gain a policy, because there's so many policies out there that will fit your budget.
Oh, yeah.
Just think about a $30 a month policy getting you $10,000, $15,000, $25,000. Depending on your health, depending on your age, there's something out there for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely,
Most-
everyone.
Yeah, most definitely.
Absolutely.
There's something out there for everyone. So there should be no one out there without some type of coverage.
Exactly.
You
That
know,
part.
We have 3 different types of insurance. We have the term insurance, and everyone knows, and I remember that's probably what my grandparents had. When you reach a certain age of 64, that insurance is gone. It expires. So therefore, it's leaving you. You're almost 64 going on 65. You have to start all over again. And guess what? It's harder
It's harder and more expensive.
and more expensive to get that insurance. So just think about it. So now if you're in your 20s or 25, it's time for you. If you've got that term policy,
Right.
take a look at it and take a step back and say, hey, I need to get something better.
Mhm.
Right.
Put it in your budget on a weekly to say, hey, I need to get something better. Even if you don't want to get rid of it now, add on to it.
That's right.
Yeah, and then you can be
Absolutely.
honest with, the person that signed you up for your policy. If you can afford $50 a month, then say you can afford $50 a month, because you can have a whole life policy
That's right.
for $50 a month. It may not be the dollar amount as far as coverage that you
Right.
initially
Right.
wanted, but when your finances get better, you can always up that amount.
Of
That's
course,
right.
absolutely.
Even that low amount will still have an accumulation value.
Exactly.
Yes,
For your
just-
whole life.
Yeah, and
That's right.
just think about for your kids.
Mhm.
You can get a policy that it can grow with them.
Mhm.
Where they can have that money where, they can take that money and use it for a college
Exactly.
fund, or, I know most kids when they get to high school, they want a
They're
car.
ready for the car.
They want a car.
I
So
know my
that's
goodness.
where you-
Yes.
Not to put it in, there's so many things that you can use those funds for that you can withdraw. We have the return of premiums, of course. A lot of people don't know what the return of premium is out there. So return of premium is that you have a policy that it also expires when you turn 64. But the good thing about the return of premium is that
You get all that money.
everything
Don't pass
that
away.
you have put into that policy, you
Get it
get it
back.
back when you turn 64. And then you're able to find something else. Again, if you're 64 going on 65, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. And again, depending on your health,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
may not be able to find what you could have found when you were 20, 30 years
Okay.
younger.
Mhm.
So it's
You know,
always
so-
better to get it when you're young. Jesus.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely, I
Exactly.
agree.
So, so we got a lot of stuff out here that we do for families. Again, also we have the permanent insurance.
Mhm.
Permanent insurance, people don't know it has death benefits,
Yes.
living benefits, as
Mhm.
well as cash
Cash.
benefits, cash value.
Yeah.
Accumulation, where if something happens, you can draw down on it.
Mhm.
You can use those funds for emergencies.
Right.
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 Anything can happen in between you having this policy. You may have to have surgery. You can't go back to work. So you're able to take those funds, draw them
Exactly.
down, and use those funds to help you through your process of getting
Right.
better in the
Right.
event that you have had surgery or something like that.
Mhm.
Or
Yeah.
you need to pay your
Yeah.
bills and things. So
Exactly.
And then, the living benefits. I mean, we had one of the associates that ended up with tongue cancer.
Prime
And the
example.
living benefits was able to help him with his chemo, radiation,
Yeah.
and hospitalizations. His family didn't have to go try to raise funds or, do anything
Yeah.
out of the ordinary to get the money that they needed.
absolutely.
That's what Malcolm was talking about when he said it could be a bank for you. So it's another way to invest your money
Yeah.
smartly
Right.
and
Yeah.
be able to take it out tax free.
Tax free.
That is what's important to me
Yes.
because I can't stand when I get taxed. Every time I try to get what I say is mine.
Okay.
Right?
Because I go to my 401k and try to get some money out,
You'll be
they
taxed.
gonna tax me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the year, when I go file my income tax, they taxing me again. I don't think that's right. That's a whole nother talk.
But Kim,
But I don't think that's right.
we can't do no without the film now. We can't.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
We can't. We just have to roll
You're
over
absolutely
here.
right.
You
Roll
He
it
got
over.
He gonna
He got
get paid.
Yeah, he gonna get
He
his.
gonna get
She got
paid.
hot just thinking about
I
it.
sure did. It's my money.
Always.
And I
Texas.
want it now.
I want it now. Yeah.
So
I gotta pay a fee to get it sent to me, and then
Yeah,
you gonna
all of
tax
that.
it. Yeah.
And then if you ain't got enough of your money
Yeah,
in a certain
you-
account, you gonna get charged for that. So they
Yeah.
gonna get paid either way.
Either way it go.
Come on now.
And I don't have to worry about that with an insurance policy.
No. Just start putting all your money in.
Yeah,
insurance
just
policy.
put yeah.
Okay, we
Get
got
more than
something
one
on there,
insurance
there.
policy.
Can't
Hello,
see what-
Destiny.
proud to be a part of the team. This
Yeah.
is Miss Destiny Wagner.
Uh-huh.
Proud to be a part of this team. Thanks to my mom, Denise, and the team, I've learned so much about insurance and protecting mine and my family's future.
Awesome. Yes. Thanks,
Awesome.
Destiny.
Hey, Destiny.
Yeah, y'all check out her podcast, Destined to Be Her. Y'all so
Amen.
check that out. Threw that in there. But yes, like she said, I had talked to her years ago about becoming an agent or just getting off into it. But young mind,
Mhm.
doing different things, and
Yeah.
then finally settling down. And when she decided to have a family, she see the importance
Right.
and just be sitting down, just talking about the types of coverage or type of services that we offer.
Right.
Yeah.
And then about, like you said, the annuities and how you can put the money in and just let your money grow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to invest in yourself.
Absolutely.
Right. And so-
Absolutely.
And then she's being young, she's able to get the ones that we can't get,
Yeah.
the young ones,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we can go and talk and they listen,
Right,
but they're
right.
not hearing.
Right.
You
Yeah, they're
know?
not listening. They're not listening. Let me tell you something.
Tell me.
Let me tell you something.
Tell me.
They think we old and we
Yeah,
don't
we
know.
don't
nothing.
We don't
No,
know
we
they
have
think
been
we
there,
don't know
done that.
nothing.
They don't think we
They
know.
think we don't
Hey.
know
They
anything.
got to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, check it
Yeah.
out. My grandmother used to always tell me, I can save you a whole lot of heartache.
Yeah.
You just listen.
You just listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can save you a whole lot.
Listen.
You didn't understand what that meant when you were young.
Right.
But Lord knows, when I got
Right.
children.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Oh, yeah.
we've done the best that we could, with what we had.
Mhm.
Honestly, my mom didn't teach me about finance, and
Mine didn't
all
either.
they knew is to work,
Right.
pay bills,
Right.
work, and then put some under the mattress,
Yeah.
for a rainy day.
That's right.
And but I appreciate all that. But as we grow, we
Yeah.
learn. And so at this generation, they grow, they learn, they watch us. And of course, we want them to be better than what we are.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
When you know better,
Yeah.
you should do better.
You should
Yeah.
know
That's
better.
right.
And
And
the
you
way
should
we're going to
know
do better is to learn
That's right.
what our options are out
Yes.
here. We have so many options out here
Yeah.
in society. We just don't take advantage of it.
Right,
Right.
right.
And then we want to cry about people holding us back.
Mhm.
We gotta,
Yeah.
we gotta start learning how to read.
Read. That's
Come on
it.
now.
We don't
We are
want to
our
read the
own
fine
enemies.
print.
Yeah, we're
We
our
gotta-
own self-enemy.
Yeah, we gotta learn how to read.
Yeah.
And we read
Take time.
it's about important stuff
That's right.
instead of reading about. I ain't gonna say what I want to say, but anyway, and we read about important stuff. Then we'll learn a lot. Important stuff, right?
Mhm.
Go in the finance section of the paper.
Yeah.
You'll
See
read
what's
about what the
going on.
banks. See what's
what's
really.
going on.
My mother used to tell us before we were growing up, it was mandatory that Jimmy Lee made us watch the news. You either gonna watch the 5 o'clock news, 6 o'clock news, or you gonna watch the 10 o'clock news. Because her thing was, you need to know what's going on in your world.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because if we don't know what's going on, we don't know how to handle life.
Right.
We don't know what to do for our families out there. I'll be reading in the car, my husband be driving. And he be like, I don't even know where I be going. Because I be reading all the time. I have no idea. So when I get ready to go by myself, I have no idea. I turn the GPS on. Like, oh, I wasn't paying attention. Because I'm guilty of that. I'm reading something.
And that's
It is
good.
not.
That's
It's not
good.
reading crazy stuff. It's reading
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
to
yeah.
know what's going on.
People perish for the lack of knowledge.
That's
And
right.
how do you get that knowledge if you're not listening or if you're not reading?
And the reason why this is another thing I read the other day where a young guy accidentally signed over his parents' house.
See?
What?
They had lived there forever, and
Oh.
he signed to get a loan. He didn't know.
Had no
Signed-
idea.
He didn't
signed-
read.
He didn't because
Mhm.
he didn't understand. He didn't
And they
understand.
knew that
Of
too.
course, people know when you don't understand something.
Uh-huh.
So that's why it's so important. My insurance, I think Barbara has the book down there. I be trying to read at night
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
just to
Yeah.
learn more because
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
even in the insurance business, there's so much to learn.
Yeah.
There's so much to learn on a daily basis.
Mhm.
Every day, there's so much. The knowledge is so extensive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me tell you, before I came over to this agency, I was just so in tune to one thing because that's all I was
The
taught.
term.
Right.
The term.
Mhm.
Right.
But the minute that this was presented to me and the different options
Yes.
that we have to service
Yeah.
you, it just opened your eyes
Blew
to
your
a
mind,
whole
didn't it?
nother world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, and once you hear all this, whenever we go through it, you're gonna stop. Okay, I need this.
Yeah.
Oh, this works for me. I need
Exactly.
this.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen when you guys hear what we have to offer.
And the thing.
Right.
I have a funny story about reading
Okay.
before we move on.
Okay.
Some of you are out of Palestine, so you won't know the location I'm talking about, but everybody from Houston will know what I'm talking about. When I was 18, 17, 18ish, I wanted a Camaro. I wanted all the jazzy cars. I wanted all of them. So my dad was like, son, you need to have credit. You need to have credit, this, that, and other. So I'm so pig-headed. I got a job. I can go get a car.
Right.
So they had this place called Landmark Chevrolet. Y'all know
I
that?
know where that
Yeah.
is. Yes.
Landmark Chevrolet used to
Landmark.
have these commercials on every day. Bring $1,000 and drive off the lot today.
That's right.
And I'm going,
I'm going today.
got $1,000. I'm going to get me a car. So read the fine print, everybody. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. After
You
this
have
story, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So I got $1,000. I think I'm balling. I'm going down here and get me a Z28 Camaro. I'm
Ooh.
going to get me a Z28 for
Z28.
$1,000.
Okay.
I'm 18.
Uh-oh.
I rode a 10-speed from Spring, Texas.
Oh wow.
If y'all know where that is.
Yes.
Yes.
Spring High School. I grew up in the neighborhood across the freeway behind
Yeah.
Target.
Yeah.
Okay.
I rode my bike from that neighborhood all the way up the feeder, all the way down to almost to downtown to
Mhm.
Landmark Chevrolet. It's, y'all help me out. It's approximately 15 miles or
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I get there. And long story short, y'all, they broke my heart in about 20 minutes
Oh,
because I didn't read.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
The fine print said you have to have good credit
Mhm.
and a bunch of other stuff. And I'm going, my dad told me this before I left the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, son, you're 18, you don't have any established credit yet. I know you're excited, but please, just don't. I'm so pig-headed. I'm
But
riding
they
my
said
bike.
about
Anyway,
That's
that's the
that-
funny
that
story
card.
about reading, everybody. It
Yeah.
makes you,
Yes.
that's what the ladies are trying to tell you. You have to read.
Yes.
right.
Right.
Read it to
All
get
the
an
good stuff
understanding.
is in the fine print and in books.
Yeah.
Who figured out how to put everything in a book? And how did they know that nobody was going to read it?
Mhm.
That's my
Mm.
question. How did they know that? Way back in the 1800s or something?
Mhm.
Put everything in a book. They're not going to read it anyway.
No.
Right, right.
So that's my funny story. Landmark Chevrolet, I want to beat y'all up. That was my funny story. Welcome to Let's Talk Coverage Over Cocktails, everybody. I'm just going to reintroduce the show to everybody who's just now tuning in. This is the official flyer of the show. Let's Talk Coverage Over Cocktails airs every Friday night from 8:30 to 10:30. These lovely ladies are introducing you to insurance, to those of you who don't know anything about it, and to those of you who do know about it and don't know the whole thing, all the details about it. Excuse me. They're going to inform you about it on this show every Friday night. They want you to grab your favorite wine, your favorite cocktail, and they want to cheer with you. They want to cheer with you all night long, and they're doing it right now. They want to chill with you and discuss your finances, discuss protecting your family.
That's what I want to do.
And they're singing Guy right now.
And you.
Let's chill. Let's settle down. Yeah. You will see this kind of attitude throughout the show. If this is your kind of party, tune in. Back to the show.
Okay. All right.
I wanted to emphasize one thing. There's so many. You guys were talking about how the person didn't read the fine print and they didn't tell them about the loan and things like that. We have an obligation. There's so many rules and regulations.
Yeah.
When it comes to us as being, judiciary agents, we have an obligation to explain things to individuals so that there's this thing called suitability.
Yes.
So we make sure that the individual is suitable for a particular policy that they're
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
getting. Yeah. So that's one thing. When you're dealing with agents, they're gonna if and some everybody's pretty much, most of people are ethical, but just look at the policies that you have and just just understand what you have, and that's what we're here for. We're here to teach you,
That's
to
right.
educate you about the things that you have, and that's more suitable for you,
Right.
as an individual.
And also when we're talking to the client, we have to ask them questions also that we expect them to be honest
Truthful.
to us about, because again, there are certain questions that are private questions that we also let our clients know and understand that it doesn't go any further than us
Right.
and the carrier that we're
Yeah.
presenting their policies to. So, there's the possibility, because if we add something or we're being told something that's not true, then we're held accountable for that.
And they are going to find out.
And-
The carriers
the
will
carriers
find out.
always find out.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
because they have that insurance. What is it?
The MIB, the
MI
Medical Information Bureau.
Medical
Mhm.
Information Bureau.
They
Yes.
will find out
They
anything,
find
out
and the background.
Yes,
the criminal
yes.
background, things like that.
Mhm.
They know.
And-
Even the driving record.
Let me ask though, why do people lie? What is there to lie about? Like, you're getting a life insurance policy. Why do they feel the need to lie?
Some of them don't want you in
But you
their
know.
business and
Yeah.
feel like that, you're
They're
invading
embarrassed.
Yeah, it's
to
an embarrassment
say.
also.
Yeah.
So you'll be asking them very
Personal.
specific and personal
Yeah,
questions
there's personal
about
questions.
about their past.
About
Their
their
past,
Okay, and they try to
their
hide.
life.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Lifestyle is
Okay.
important.
Lifestyle.
So similar to filling out an application for a job. A lot of people lie on their
Yes.
Yeah,
too.
similar.
And then they do a background check 6 months later and let you go because you lied.
Right,
Exactly.
right.
Yeah.
And
Right.
see, many, sometimes, if they tell the truth and they elaborate on what happened,
Right.
they
Oh,
have,
yeah.
they make a decision.
Yeah, I had
as
that
to-
happen to one of my clients. I had to
Yeah,
get a
they
letter.
make a decision as to,
Mhm.
okay, well, this happened then, or, the underwriters go through a process of,
Mhm.
just determining whether you're going to get that policy or not.
And it's the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
as for us as agents. They do a background on us
Yes.
as well. And we
All
fingerprints and all that. We have to answer questions too. And if it's not right or something's been in our past, we have to answer those same
Yeah, 'cause they
questions
will find
as
out.
well because they'll find out. So
Oh, yeah.
they'll ask us just to see if we're going to lie about it. So you
Mhm.
might as well be upfront from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Because it plays a major role whether that policy is going to be approved or not,
Mhm.
or if it plays a major role if, as an agent, if they're going to hire us or not. Because every carrier that we apply to and we're pointing to, they do a background on us as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about that integrity.
What I like about our position, because we're not just insurance agents, but we're also insurance brokers.
Right.
And what I mean by that is we can write for different carriers, multiple carriers. So when you tell us the truth about what's going on with you health wise, lifestyle wise, it
It
helps
help
us
you.
get you the right company that will be able to cover and meet your needs.
Right.
Because each carrier has different guidelines, different underwriting rules that they go by. And if we know exactly what's going on with you and you're truthful with
Right.
us, then we'll know how to get a better match for you. And we're going to tell you the truth as to whether or not you can be covered or not.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. That
And
old
many
saying,
times it's not up to us. It's
It's
up to
not.
the underwriter.
That's
Right.
right.
Yeah.
That's
so,
right.
So
like that old saying, the
do.
truth shall set you free.
Yes.
Make-
the
yeah.
truth shall set you free. So ladies, tell me what situations or what circumstances, past circumstances, would stop me or anyone else from getting insurance? Is there anything that was
Yeah, a felony for one. Having been incarcerated for a certain particular thing will hold you back. If there's been family violence or anything like that, just say for instance, this is an example. Something happened. It wasn't your fault, but then you got charged. You will have to write a statement.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So therefore, we can present that to the carriers. It's what we call a 1030. 1035 that you will have to fill out talking about what your past is and
Mhm.
things like that.
what if,
But it doesn't mean that you cannot be hired, but it depends on the situation and circumstances.
what if one was incarcerated for say 20 years from 1982 until 2000?
I believe, and I'm not 100% sure, but if you've been incarcerated for that amount of time, what they'll do is they will go through a medical examination.
Right.
And after your medical examination, and like you said, you do your statement, you put everything in there. And like I said, they're gonna find out. And if you got everything in there, depending on the carrier, you can get covered.
Right.
Also with the medical examination, they would say, it also is going to depend on your medication. If it's a whole lot of medication, and just say you already had cancer, I would say this because I've had this happen. I went through 2 carriers and they did deny him, but we also have final expense.
Mhm.
And he can go through a final expense, or they can go through a final
Right.
expense
Right.
and try to get coverage. Outside of all that, Miss Kim here, I'm not sure if any of the other ladies does pre-needs. And so when I can't get nobody covered through our agency, I send them to Kim. Kim will get
It done.
she will get it done.
Mhm.
It may not be enough to leave, your family, anything, but they won't have to worry about how I'm going to
Yeah,
take care of this when
exactly.
this happens.
Absolutely.
That's right.
She gonna get it where you're gonna have a nice burial, you're gonna have a nice
Right.
service,
Mhm.
and it is affordable.
Right.
Yes.
It is affordable.
Absolutely.
She will work with you. She will lay it all out and just get it and make it happen for them. So there is a lot of things that we would have to go through. You know, once we get the application done and we look over the application, like you said, we'll know which carrier will probably do it faster than the other carrier.
Okay.
And we have a book with guidelines that with your height and weight, that even if you're healthy, but if you overweight, you know, it's gonna be higher. It's gonna be you're a risk factor.
Right.
So it might be higher, but you can still get covered.
So like I tell people to look at it like when you're trying to go get a car finance and the finance agent sends your
Right.
application to all these different vendors or whatever.
Mhm.
Well, you know, we have that option as well where we can send it out to different vendors and see who's gonna give you that coverage, because where, like she said, where one may not give it, the other will. So, you know, always be honest, because it's something that we can, you know, try to pin together.
Yeah.
Because like you said, if we can't get it done this way, we can do the burial insurance. If we can't get the burial insurance, call on Kim. We're gonna do the premium. If we don't get it done one way or another, we're gonna get you some
We're
insurance.
gonna get you covered one way or another.
Yes.
They'll even
Yes.
ask about risky behavior too, like
Yes.
jumping out of
Scuba
planes,
diving.
scuba
Yeah.
diving, you know,
Right.
different things
Yeah.
like that. So it just depends on
Jumping
the
out of airplanes,
risk.
jumping out of
Right.
airplanes,
Yeah.
none of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Depends on the risk
Easy.
factor.
They want to know if you have a hazardous job. I mean,
Yeah.
That's
everything.
right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because that'll determine whether or not they're going to pay if
Yes.
something happens,
Right.
if you have an accidental death. If
Right.
you are the kind of person whose hobby is a risk
Yes.
factor, there's a possibility.
Yeah.
Strong
Right.
possibility.
That
Ain't
they
gonna
may
affect
not.
it.
Or
It's gonna
it'll
be
be
life.
expensive if they do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna
Yeah.
be very expensive.
Yeah.
Back when I was a teenager, from 15 till about 27, my dad put a policy on me because I was living that bad.
Sure.
So he was like, okay, you're not gonna have me, you know, selling fish sandwiches.
Mhm.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know, and
absolutely.
and he was making six figures at the time, and mom was making about 90,000 a year. But he was still like, okay, you're not gonna break me.
Right.
You know, I see which way you're going. So, you know, this goes out to all the
Just be
parents today.
prepared.
Yes.
You know, I've come a long way in 30 years.
Absolutely.
40 years, almost 40 years. So, to every parent who is struggling with a wayward teen, I strongly
Yes.
suggest, you know,
Yes.
back then I thought it was crazy. I was like, you know, I was watching too many movies. I'm like, what are you gonna do? You gonna kill me to get your life insurance? You know,
Yeah, yeah. And
Ignorance.
Some
exactly.
adults would think like that now.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. But now that I'm 53, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what he was doing, you know,
Exactly.
Mhm.
covering himself and making sure I was, you know, gonna have a
Yeah.
decent burial and he wouldn't have to break himself to do it
That's right.
because tombstones and all that stuff is
It
expensive.
costs
Yes,
money.
yes,
Ooh, we-
very
yes.
costly.
Take it from somebody that worked at the funeral home. I know what the prices are and what all it entails to put somebody away
Yes.
decently. Everything that needs to be done for that. And it's rough. And
It's not a.
Mhm.
the funeral homes, they're not making arrangements anymore. They want all their money at one time.
Oh,
They
yeah.
got to pay
Yes.
everybody. Everybody
Oh,
got to
yeah.
be paid.
Yeah, the grave,
Grave diggers,
the
the cemetery.
cemetery, the
Mhm.
church,
That's right.
you know, the minister,
Funeral director.
everybody. Yeah, the singers.
The transporter
Transportation.
who had to go pick the body up from wherever the body was called in saying that the person
Oh, yeah.
died. Everybody got to get paid.
Everybody.
I tell you
Yeah,
again,
everybody.
I would suggest people to go back, especially if you've got that term policy, just go back and revisit it. I'm going to be going to a funeral tomorrow, and I was, know that there was a policy, but the policy barely covered the casket. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a term policy. So just go back and watch, and just revisit it.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
read over it, see what coverage you have.
Understand what you
See
have.
what it's gonna pay, what it's not gonna pay, and see what you need. Add on to it if you don't want to get rid of it.
Exactly.
If you
Right.
feel like you've had it for 30 years and you don't want to get rid of it, just add on
on to
something
it.
that's
That's
gonna
right.
help
Mhm.
your family
Yeah.
in the event that an unfortunate, timely death comes about.
Right, right.
And
You
if you have elderly parents or elderly people in your life, check their policies for them.
Mhm.
Yes.
Because a lot
Yes.
of times they get the wrong kind of policies and they're
Not
not
knowing.
knowing it. because somebody was just trying to get a quick sale.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't want to find out
Yeah.
at the wrong time that the policy that they had was for accidental death and it
Right.
wasn't for natural
Right.
death. And then it's not covering anything and you've been paying on that forever and a day
Yeah.
Right.
and it's not the right coverage.
Right.
Because that has happened many
Yes.
times.
Oh, yeah.
So it's always good to go and look at the declaration page of a policy for our loved ones to make sure that it does have the right type of coverage.
Oh, yeah, because back in the days, people would knock on the doors, to make sure all the elderly people were covered.
Right.
But of course, they're on fixed income, so they're getting what they get.
Yeah,
All they
exactly.
think they can afford, not
Exactly.
knowing they could have got something a little bit better.
And then
Right.
when something happens, we go take that policy to the funeral home so they can call the insurance companies, and it's nothing.
It's nothing.
It's
And they've been
nothing.
paying into that
Forever.
They done paid for their burial.
Right.
Forever.
Get there and it's nothing.
Yeah.
And probably the money that they probably put into that term policy, if, just think about it, they could
Paid
have gathered
twice.
all that money, put in a coffee can
Yeah.
and saved up. They
Yeah.
had the money.
Because the term ain't
Because
going.
it's,
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
money.
right. It's not
And
gonna do
Kim, do you
anything.
remember that? Because I told you about an individual that I need to refer you to. This is a prime example. She actually outlived her policy, and they were all upset. Oh, they sold her the wrong policy and this and that. But she had the policy so long that she actually outlived it, and they were still trying to send money. They send the money back,
Mhm.
and she's
Trying to get the money.
86 now. So some companies they only go up to age 85.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's
policy.
right.
So it's like
She's
in a-
totally outlived that policy.
Yeah, she,
Oh,
she
yeah.
outlived it. So
Yeah.
it's that it was up to that agent to revisit that policy with her some time ago. So
To
that
let
he
her
can-
know.
let her
It's
know.
just
She
coming
could
of
have made
age
other
and
changes, other
Yeah.
arrangements
Right.
also.
Oh,
Again,
yeah.
it boils down to the agent wanting to make the sale and not really
Yes.
caring about the client. There was no follow up there.
There's no
Oh, yeah.
follow-up.
There was no
That's
follow up
sad.
there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
To-
They
Yeah.
was more
They could've
worried about
caught
the
that
commission
a
than the
long time.
person.
the commission before the
Mission.
mission.
Mhm.
Right.
The commission.
I'm
before
so
the
glad
mission.
we're not like
mission.
that.
Me too.
I'm
And
so
I'm-
glad we're not like that.
I forgot who said this earlier, but I put it on the screen for everybody to read. Understand the policy before you sign it to make sure the particular policy is suitable for you and your situation.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's
And not
right.
only that, what should be happening once someone goes out to get a policy, that policy should be sent back to the individual to view it and to approve it.
Right.
That's right.
Because they may be thinking about, no, I don't want this. I maybe want to change something. Maybe I want to add something on. But you have some agents out there that'll get those policies and just go ahead and send them into the carriers and not send them back to the client. The client's like, well, I thought I had more than this, or they don't think about it at all.
Right.
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 You know,
And when
they
they
need
do
to actually-
get it, emphasize that 10-day, that free look period.
Right,
Yeah,
That's the whole
right.
purpose of that. You
Sure,
have to understand
exactly.
what that really
Exactly.
They
is.
do have
That gives you the
a free look
opportunity.
period. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
To look
Oh,
at
yeah.
that policy or get the agent to go
Take-
through it
Yeah,
with you.
right.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
A
and
free look period.
free look
Free
period.
look
Free look period.
Free look period.
Yeah, you pay for it, but you still have that time. If you see something within that period time frame that you didn't understand or you don't like, or
30
you don't like
30
again,
days. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so free look period is the first 30 days.
Right.
Yes.
After that, it comes.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
it
you
costs
you
in the
paid
beginning.
Cost in the
pay for
beginning,
the
but you can cancel
But
it
when
without
in
the
that-
line.
Yeah. In
Okay.
that 30 days, you can cancel, you can go up, you can go
You can make any
lower.
changes.
changes.
Whatever.
You can make
Yeah.
changes
Without
right
any
then.
penalties.
Yeah.
Without penalties.
Yeah.
In the first 30 days.
In the
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
30 days.
Some of them have 10 days. Some of them is a
Yeah.
10-day
Right.
free look period.
Right.
So it just depends on the policy.
Okay.
In the carrier.
Yes.
All right. All right. I'm understanding more and more and more.
About the insurance.
So, I
Yes,
mean,
ma'am.
Tell you we're gonna make it contagious.
It's all about understanding
That's right.
understanding
Yes.
insurance in general.
oh, yeah.
The Bible even tells us, "In all thy getting, get understanding."
Yes.
Yes, there you
That's
go.
what it says.
And I'll
That's what it
get it.
Yes,
To
in
get
all
the
thy
understanding.
Get that
Yeah.
understanding, baby.
That's right.
Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
That's right.
Yes, yes. And not only that, we also offer, we do 401k rollovers.
Okay.
So again, we do the 401k rollovers, and people don't know. You may have it with your job, which
Mhm.
it does come with most jobs. That if when the market goes up,
your money go
Your money
up.
go up.
That's right.
Money
Money
go
goes
But
up.
when it go
Goes
down,
your money,
money
goes
goes
down. So again, that's another thing. Look at your 401ks because we can also roll those over
yes,
into annuities.
into
Where
a
ex-
safe account.
Yes, where it can make you money.
Yes, and if the market go down,
It's
Your
stay,
money
stay
stays
the
the
same.
same.
That's right.
Not,
Yeah.
not losing any of your.
You're not
Exactly.
losing any money. And a lot of people don't know that. They keep their 401ks and they go from one job to the next job. And then when they get fired, they draw it all down. They get penalized.
Yeah.
roll it over.
Roll it over.
Roll it over is the best
Roll
thing.
over
You
to-
won't get taxed.
Yeah.
And I just love, it's like a song in my ear. When it goes up, it goes up.
Down-
But when it
go
goes
down,
down, it stays the
yeah.
same. I ain't losing no money.
Not losing your
I'm not
money.
losing no money.
Right.
Which
I'm
makes
like
me
you.
not lose no sleep.
Right.
And not
Exactly.
only that, you guys, we also we have the IRA and Roth IRA rollovers as well.
Right.
So that too. We also do. We have the life insurance. We also do long-term care
Mhm.
as well as annuities, of course. And
Solutions.
so we gotta, we do a lot to help you guys to understand how to protect your money,
Yes.
how to protect your loved ones. You
Right.
know.
In layman's terms, ladies, we all know what annuities are. In layman's terms, please explain to our listening audience
Thank you.
what exactly is an annuity.
You investing in
It's you.
yourself. It's your bank. It's that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
I don't know the correct definition, but I know I'm investing. I'm putting my money somewhere where it's gonna grow. I ain't gotta work hard. It's if I put it in a savings, the interest is 0.03%,
Mhm.
but in the annuities, it could be as high as 12%. It could be as low as 5%. It's more money than if I have it in a savings account
Yeah.
or
And
in
then-
my banks, you
and
know.
then Denise, the thing about that 0.3%, by the time you pay your monthly fees
Yes.
on it and all this other stuff, you pay taxes on it, you
You
pay
get
more than
nothing.
that 0.3% that they
Yes.
claim they're giving you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my 26 cents. I check out my little credit union, you know, because while I'm at my job, I can't take my money out and, put it in annuities. As soon as May 2025 get here, I'm leaving. I'm getting my money.
Come on
I'm
now.
rolling it over.
Right.
Roll
Where's that?
out.
That's the thing. While you're still on your job, if you have a 401k, if you pull your money, you're gonna get taxed. And but if you have a nice piece of chunk of change up in there, you can pull some out, get taxed, put it in annuities, and you'll make that back. You won't lose no sleep. It won't be a lot, but you can be making some money while you're still working. But you ain't working hard over here.
Right.
Again, when the market go up, your money go up. When the market goes down, your money do not move. You're not gonna lose. And that's the beauty of you having your own bank. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
You have your own bank, and you can put
And you know where
money
your money is.
into it. Even though you have a lump sum, you can still every month, if you decide to, put more money in there and just let it grow more. That's just more interest that you'll build on your money. And just say I have my son, he's about to graduate in 2 years. If I have enough money in there, I can go and pull it out, get him another car, and it's paid for, tax-free, done deal.
And we can let it say 1 year, 2 years,
2 years.
2 years,
Mhm.
and you can start drawing that money out.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Yes. So that's
And-
the beauty of it.
Parents, if they have young ones, 2 and 3, you can
Mhm.
start it. If you're
That's
pregnant, you can go ahead and start.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
It's a life
don't
investment.
touch that money. You can. I think it's one of our carriers. You probably have to put like $2,500 just to start.
Mhm.
Until it get to a certain amount, then it'll start making the money. But
Right.
if you decide to put $100 a month, I'm just
That's
throwing
a lot.
that out.
Yeah.
Minimum
Add up.
if you have a little one, and don't touch that. By the time your baby is 18, 20,
That'd be
like she
pretty
was
well
saying, she purchased a house at 21, right? Your
Yeah, my
daughter.
daughter.
Okay,
Mhm.
she went a different route about doing it. But if she start now, at 1 year old, by the time she gets
Can you
25,
imagine how much
he
money
can
that's gonna be?
purchase her own
Yeah, a
house,
lot of
his
money.
own house.
That's right.
This is things that we didn't know about
No,
coming
we
up.
weren't talking. We
This
weren't
is
talking
the
about it.
stuff that we want to educate you all about. And hey, because the dollar amount alone ain't gonna be worth anything.
Right.
So, man,
So
It's almost there now.
yeah,
Someone's going to the digital coins or something.
Bitcoin and
Bitcoin,
all this
Bitcoin,
stuff. Yeah,
crypto.
Crypto and all
yeah.
that.
Yeah, you can even use that in purchasing a home now.
Really.
What? Thank y'all for tuning in Instagram. Y'all go to YouTube or Facebook and watch us live. Thank
I
you.
know that.
I saw it. But this industry is wonderful. Like I said, I'm still doing this part time. By the time I leave, I want to be set. I'm going to be set. It's all about language too. I'm going to be set and comfortable for when I do leave my job. That I will be able to help more families than I am now on a weekly basis.
That's right.
You know,
It becomes a passion of
Yeah.
yours. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
I started off part time myself, and coming from the industry of as an insurance adjuster, and I just have more of a passion for this.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
you're
yeah.
helping people,
Yeah.
you're educating people, not just one people, nationality of people. We
Everybody.
were trying
Right.
to educate everybody. I don't
Everybody.
care if you Latino, you're Asian, you're white, you're black, you're Hispanic, whatever. I want
Black,
you
blue.
to know,
It doesn't matter your
About-
gender.
Yeah.
the coverage for you and your family.
Exactly.
Life insurance. Everybody needs it. Everybody should have it.
Yeah.
That's right.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
I want to talk to the grandparents out there because me being a grandparent myself, it makes sense to have coverage on your grandkids because a lot of times as your grandkids get older, who do they turn to when their parents don't have the money to send them to college? They don't have the money to buy a car. They don't have money to pay tuition for college or to buy a house, to put down on buying a house.
I know I'm
So-
a sucker.
So I am too. So if you start now while they're real young and you buy a policy for them, you're not only just insuring their life, but you're insuring their future.
Sure.
So when they come to you and you're on a fixed income, that's how I'm thinking. I don't need you to mess with my fixed income.
Right.
I got something for you.
You got some for me?
I thought about you a long time ago.
Right.
When you first got here?
Yeah, when you first got here, I thought about you hitting my pocket.
Come on now.
Because they stay in your pocket.
They do.
We're
Yeah,
like that.
and we all week like that. I know grandparents that go put their house up. They'll take out their
Tell me about it.
savings for their
Mhm.
kids.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We fuss and talk crazy to them instead of doing it all at the same time.
And the first
I
time
know,
they-
but that's what I do.
And the first time they get into
I go
trouble,
for broke.
they get into trouble out there. And of course, it's life.
Yes.
First thing they do is grandma will go put the house up. I've
Yeah,
seen it happen.
I'm not gonna-
in my
I'm not
own
gonna do
neighborhood
that.
graduating.
For the 8 grandkids I got out there, grandma would not put her house up for you getting in trouble. You are on your own. I would pray for you. I might even put some money on your books once a month. Depending on how far you are, I might come visit you every now and then. But I will not put my house up.
I done worked too hard.
My dad did it for me. He did it for me.
I understand.
And I
Are you the only child?
know I have a younger sister. She's 5 years younger than me, and she was the goody two shoes
But it happens. It
It
happens.
It happens.
until she got older. When she got older in college is when she wasn't goody two shoes.
Oh, yeah. That's what happens.
Like all of us.
But yeah, but I was the bad apple, and but I didn't want. I thought about it, but that's my dad, that's my
Yeah.
family. I couldn't
Right.
do that
Yeah.
Right.
because I was facing some trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
So
But God.
yeah, but God,
Exactly.
but God, I'm telling you, I come a long way in
Yeah,
40
you'll
years.
work it out.
Yes.
40
Won't they
years.
do it?
You'll do it
Every
every time.
time.
Fifth
Yes.
ward almost ruined me.
Oh,
Do it
God.
every time.
Yeah. I love my hood, but
I understand.
boy, I just go through 9 just.
Hey,
Go to
what's
do.
up?
Okay.
Well,
I
I
out there.
mean, but have you been through that lately? It's starting to change. They're doing the gentrification over there.
Yes.
But
I know.
yeah, they there's a lot that we as grandparents do. I haven't gotten to that point yet. I just hope I never will. Because my kids already say I'm a sucker for my grandkids.
Yeah, I know
So
I
my
am.
daughter's
You
always
should
saying,
be.
you
I
know,
know
you
I
say,
am.
and that's what we live for when we get to be
Right.
of age.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Your grandkids,
they your world.
Yes.
You know,
I
the
have
kids,
3.
they're like,
And they
you
my
didn't let us
baby.
do this, and you didn't let us do that.
Mhm.
You didn't let us. No, it's a whole different world
It
with
is.
the grandkids.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I
Well,
man,
you probably
I
don't-
got
don't
81
have one
I
right
don't have
now.
no grandkids,
Like,
Lord. Thank you,
Mine-
Jesus.
my grandson will be 20. Ooh.
your grandson?
And don't do the calculations out there, y'all. Yeah.
Ah!
He'll be 20. My daughter's 18. So I was raising him for a while. When my son, got his little girlfriend pregnant, and she went through that thing, the depression and things like that.
Yeah.
My son wasn't doing right. So I had the little boy, for a while, for about 9.5 months, and we were just in love with him, just truly in love with him. And then she came back and got him.
My granddaughter, my oldest.
That was it. Then all of a sudden we found out
Just
we were
like
pregnant.
her.
I found out I was pregnant with my daughter.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, Barb.
Kim say,
I'm sorry.
What?
Her granddaughter, while she
Say,
was
what was
talking,
that,
was saying,
Granny?
what was that you talking about, Granny?
I said, let me say it a little bit louder so the people in the back can hear.
Yeah.
Get your siblings and your first cousins. Write this down, send it in a text. Grandma will not be putting her house up. But y'all, if you get it into trouble, not gonna do it. Me and Papa are we're not gonna do that. Now, what we will do, and we'll be limited on this, we will put a little change on your books from time to time.
Limited.
Depending on how far they send you, we might even come visit you and look at you every now and then. And gonna pray for you nightly. And that's it, Tamiana.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
And that's even for your baby.
oh,
It's even for the great grand.
Yeah.
Well, Kim, at least you got the right platform. You can put some little, policies
Yeah,
on them. And
yeah.
they'll be
Yes,
straight.
exactly.
And,
And I'm
we,
grateful for
y'all
that
will
is
be
that
covered.
is.
But I love my
Yeah.
grandbabies. They good kids, y'all. I'm messing with them, but they're good kids.
But
Oh, yeah.
but speaking of the grandparents, for you grandparents out there, just let you know. And I know your sons and your daughters gonna probably be mad at me. I'm gonna say it anyway. You can get a policy on your grandchildren.
Mm-hmm. Tell them.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all,
Tell 'em.
grandparents. I'm gonna say this. You can get a policy on your grandkids.
Tell
You
'em,
say you heard it
Joyce.
on that show. Let's talk coverage.
Oh,
cocktails.
Cocktails.
You don't
Yes.
need your children permission.
Don't need
even,
your permission.
You don't even need no social security number.
Tamiana, I do not need your permission to put coverage
You can
on
put
Travail.
You can put the
I can
coverage
do
on your
what I wanna
grandchildren
do.
with just knowing the name and the day of the birth. That
That's
don't
it.
say kids go out there and have babies and don't tell like your mom and your daddy when they were born.
Come on
Okay?
now.
That's right.
Yeah, but grandparents can get policies on their grandchildren.
That's right.
As long as you're the grandparents, the aunt,
Mhm.
and the uncles
Uncle.
and well,
That's
uncles
right.
and aunts as well.
That's right.
You can get insurance on your nieces and nephews
Right.
with just the name and the date of birth.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. So just
That's it.
just a little information for you. So get that coverage if you know your kids don't have coverage on your grandkids. Get
Or
that
they want to
coverage.
play crazy and don't want to give you the information like
Yeah.
the social and everything. It's okay. They don't have
You don't
to.
have to.
Keep it moving.
I went through that. I went through that
Keep it
one.
moving.
With mine. They won't give me mom no social.
Well, you know-
And it was 2 weeks later they came up with this law. I
Yeah.
was, I don't need you now. I got my grandbaby. I'm like the old people. I got the date of birth in the Bible.
Yeah.
I got the Bible with a
Yeah.
whole bunch of stuff in there.
Look, Miss
Yeah.
Joyce, when you asked, the Lord was listening.
Uh-oh.
Is
That's
that
Shavy.
That's your baby, baby.
Trevi Hope said, "Yo, Grandma, I'm staying at Coach's house. This was the best way to ask."
Way to go, Travy. You know how to get on.
Okay, Travy. I got you, son.
You ain't answer your
My oldest
phone.
grandson.
Yeah, it's too funny. That's how
Grandma
they
is
get you.
at work,
It's
and
just-
here you
it's-
go trying to ask
it's
me
like-
if you spend a night at your
Wait a minute, no,
coach's
don't
house.
feel bad. It's like I'm having a Christmas party at my house. My daughter come in there with a big old tattoo on the side, a big old tattoo on the side, big old flower. And I'm like, in front of everybody, I couldn't say nothing because I'm at a Christmas party at my house. What am I say? What am I say? Just be quiet. Just be nice.
What she say, Granny? Don't you?
You said
Don't
something.
you dare.
You said something, and she was saying, "Granny, don't you?"
Mm-hmm. She talking about when I said I can put a policy on her daughter. She
Oh.
has my first great grand.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 weeks old. 2 months. 2 months.
2 months old.
Hold on, I got you. Your first great grand, huh?
My first great grand. Yes, my first. She's my oldest granddaughter out of 7 or 8.
And you don't
I
need
just
to
had
bend over
8.
for it.
I know, right? They keep trying to make me old.
They want us to act like we old. Cause
Yeah.
we on the phone. They said we talk too much.
Yeah, they said we talk too
We
much.
talk too much on the phone.
They
Oh,
sure
Lord.
did.
Mom and Miss Joyce get together. We talk too much.
Swing said y'all do.
I be all in the business too, like I was when they were little.
Mhm.
Y'all in the business. What you say?
Mhm.
Don't want nobody to hear the conversation. Well, I'm family.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She tell her everything and do
Everything. Come on now.
and do.
Y'all ain't gonna hide nothing.
Exactly. Ain't nothing to hide.
You guys out there in the
Everything's out in
audience,
the open.
Any
you guys
questions?
in the audience out there, y'all don't have any questions for us?
Yeah. They don't have any questions. We don't have any questions, Malcolm.
No, ma'am.
What?
We have a bunch of watching.
What do y'all think about these
And-
T-shirts?
Yeah, yeah.
Y'all
yeah.
stand up and show them right quick so they can get a good look.
Yes. I'm short, y'all.
We're contagious.
Let's talk about that right quick. What does that mean? Why do you want it to be contagious?
Oh
Because
my
we want
God.
everybody to get covered.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
No
Because it's
one
important.
left behind.
No one
Nobody.
left behind.
No one left behind.
Everybody.
That's right. Everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
So if you want a shirt, let us know.
Yes.
That's right.
Let's make coverage contagious.
Yes.
Contagious.
Excuse me. Let's make.
We'll be singing.
I've been screwing up all
You're
night,
right.
y'all. I've been screwing
Let's
up all
make
night.
coverage contagious. You said it
Oh, I
right.
said it right.
You said it
Yeah,
right.
you said it right.
Let's
make
make coverage contagious. On the what show, Joyce? Let's
Okay.
let's
It's
go back to the beginning.
called Let's Talk Coverage Over Cocktail.
Woo!
Cheers.
Grab you something to drink every Friday night. Every
Every
Friday night
Friday.
from
Every Friday night.
from 8:30 to 10:30. They'll be
You know, we
talking
have a hard week of
life
doing this.
insurance.
So.
life insurance every Friday night. Grab your favorite cocktail, ladies, gentlemen. I know a lot of gentlemen don't like
Just don't
cocktails.
get your mug.
Get a mug or something.
Go grab your hen or your cognac or
be
your
on the rocks.
tequila or
Yeah.
something.
Get you some.
Sit down and learn more about life insurance
Absolutely.
and the benefits it has for your life and your family.
Oh yeah.
So
The
important.
stars of the show are right here in front of you, and these are their faces on the screen right here in front of you. Let me get this comment out of the way, and we can see all their names. We have Miss Joyce in the middle in the white shirt.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
hello.
I got this whole thing in the way. Joyce is in the middle.
Hey, y'all. This is me. I'm Joyce.
We
Straight
have,
out of Conroe, Texas.
we have Kimberly in the black.
Woo-hoo! Straight out of Palestine. What's happening, P-Town?
Yo, grandma. We have Denise on your far right.
Here I am.
We have Veronica in the black on your left,
Straight from Acres Home.
Okay.
and Barbara on your far left.
Missouri City.
All right.
And they want insurance in your life. They want you to make
Yes.
insurance contagious. That's the premise of the show, everybody. Tune in. It's back to the show, back to Joyce, Kim, Denise, Veronica, and Barbara.
All
All right.
Ladies,
You know, it's important. People don't understand how important it is to have coverage and to be smart with your money. Money is getting so scarce out there,
Of
you
course.
guys.
Tell me about
And a lot of times people feel like because they have certain kind of jobs, they can't invest in themselves, but you can. You can have a McDonald's job and still take out a little bit to invest for yourself.
Mhm.
Because even with your check, Uncle Sam take his part out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
He take his.
Yeah.
He
Social
take his,
Security,
they take their part out.
Medicare,
Take that part out.
taxes.
Take that part out.
Insurance.
Take that part out. So guess what? Yeah.
Get
Who is it?
insurance.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Who's Michael?
No, but they take their part
But
out.
they take their part out. So it doesn't take that much to cover yourself. Get some coverage for yourself. Do something smart. Invest your money wisely. It doesn't even take a whole lot. And a lot of times you feel like you're going to have to give up a whole lot to do it, and you really don't.
That's it.
A lot of the stuff that we do is nonsense anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? I was just telling my son the other day, he do a bunch of vaping. Oh, vape.
Hookah.
Vape. He got the little vape
Mhm.
sticks. They cost a lot.
Mhm.
They do.
They cost
At
a lot
least
when you get the
24 to
flavored
30,
kind.
69.
Yeah.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they cost like you buy a pack of
Of
carton of cigarettes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they expensive.
They are.
And they
They're
come in a little
expensive.
open thing just like this right here. And they walk around
What they
knocking up
doing?
their lungs.
What they doing?
And how long do they last? Because they that's repetitive. They go
Yes.
it's just like the pack of cigarettes. They
Yes.
I think it's worse.
I think it's
Yeah.
worse too.
Well, I
Mm.
mean, I don't know. It probably
I
is.
think it's
but,
worse
You
too.
know, they think they're substituting for it, but it's just as bad.
It's just as bad.
But
It's
no,
bad.
but it look good.
But look cool. And they got that smell to it.
So,
They got flavor. They got
Oh,
flavor.
baby, they got all kinds
They
of
got
flavor.
flavor. It's different than a hookah.
It looks just like
Because I
this.
seen a hookah.
They got something that looks just like this pen, Miss
I
Joyce.
seen a hookah. My grandson didn't know what a hookah was. We was
Hookah.
somewhere. Yeah, I said. I thought he was saying, Grandma, that's a hookah. I said a hookah. No, but that's a hookah. No, hookah. Hookah let me know his mama smoked a hookah. Yeah.
But you know, I even was looking at how much I spend. Like I'll go buy all these groceries. I may spend $700-800 a month on groceries.
Yeah.
But
She
what I
did a
do,
grocery shopping when we
I
went class the other
I
night.
sure did.
She was like, I'm
I was
grocery
online
shopping.
on
I'm like,
HEB. but
We
the thing
class.
is, I got all those groceries. You know what I did? I went and got me something to eat.
you do it all. I do it all.
But,
We do it all.
but you take that extra money that we spending on all this fast food and restaurants
Yes.
and things, take that and get you a policy.
And
Yeah.
the
Right.
good thing about it, you can never ever have too many policies.
You sure
You
can.
get as many
That's
policies
right.
that you want. And let me tell you what else I heard. I know and I read. I ain't gonna husband, excuse me, but I read women.
What girl? What you hear?
telling what is
What
I'm
you
saying.
hear?
You got to
Get the
scoot
tea.
up.
Give us the tea.
You gotta scoot up for this.
Come on now. We got.
I'm telling you,
Come on,
I
bro, we
was
gotta get
reading.
in on this.
I'm in the insurance thing now. I'm in the insurance business. They say you women out there with these kids, y'all
Yeah.
ain't with their baby daddy
Come
or
on.
daddy. You need to get a policy on them.
Mm-hmm.
I'ma say it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Seriously, get a policy. If you got children out there, especially if he paying child support,
Mhm.
Yeah.
just think if something happens to him out there, you know him get that child support to help carry those kids
That's
and
right.
keep growing those kids up with the needs that they desire. So if you got an ex out there, get a
Mhm.
policy on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Get a policy on it. Go talk to him. Ain't saying go behind his back.
If he cooperates, yes.
Yeah, go talk
If
to
he
him
cooperates, don't
and
do
get
it
a
behind his
policy
back.
on him.
Yeah.
That's
Get a
right.
policy
tell
on
him
your
what-
ex-husband, especially if you got kids on him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, with him.
With
If you got kids with someone out there and they're small kids,
Mhm.
you know, get a policy on them.
That
When
is,
they
that
can't pay that
is an
child support no
insurable
more.
interest.
Oh,
Yes,
That's right.
absolutely. I'm
And if you
are
are a dad or a mom who is not in the household with your children,
You should want to do
get a
it.
policy on yourself.
Mhm.
If you're paying child support, you don't even have to tell anybody that. We ain't gonna tell nobody you got a policy.
No, we don't tell
Not
nobody.
until it's time.
I'm
to
putting
tell.
I'm putting the policy on my ex.
Mhm.
I ain't gonna tell nobody. I put a policy on it.
See what
I'm gonna change something else.
What that say?
Y'all want to change the subject now?
Oh.
Y'all leave that about herself.
The new life insurance.
That's what it's called, the new life insurance. That's what we call the new
Put a
life
policy
insurance.
on yourself.
Yeah, seriously.
Because it's sad when children's
And in-
lives are turned upside down because they lost a parent,
Yeah.
a parent that was providing
And that
for
goes
them.
and that goes for the men out there who has custody of their children as well, because there are just as many men out there with custody of their children as
True.
there are women in this country.
That's true.
So again, the same for you. If you're not with your ex and you got the small kids, get a policy.
Oh yeah.
Get with that person
Yes.
and y'all talk about it.
Yeah, that
and
should be
then-
one thing that they should agree on.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
the welfare of the
exactly.
child is
But
important.
my thing is this: even if I don't agree with you, go put a policy on yourself and leave it to your
Sure.
child.
That's
I don't
right.
have to know
that's what
nothing
I'm
about
saying.
it.
You
Right.
just, you know,
Yeah.
that's
You don't
something
even
that
have to
should be
tell the
one- they should
mom how
want
much
to do.
it is if you're scared that she's gonna try to kill you for the policy money. You don't even have to tell them how much is in the what the policy is worth. That doesn't have to be something that you discuss with them.
Yeah.
All you need to do is make sure that you take care of your part,
Right.
and that's make sure
Absolutely.
that the child is
Exactly.
covered.
Taken care
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, and that happens all the time. You don't know about policies that people have that you're beneficiaries of.
Right.
I can use myself as an example. When my stepmother passed away, 7 months after my father passed away, I think James and I, my husband and I were coming from somewhere. I went to the mailbox, right? So I had this letter in there. I'll open it up, said, "Hey, we've been trying to contact you." And it was from an insurance company. I'm like, insurance company been trying to contact me. So I flipped the letter over and her name was there.
Mm.
And I had no idea I was the beneficiary of a policy.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Nobody ever
Wow.
discussed it with me.
Yeah. And you can
You
leave
know,
anybody
and-
as a beneficiary.
You know,
Right.
my dad or her never discussed with me that they were leaving me anything, a house or anything like that. I didn't know anything about that.
Right.
This stuff just started coming in. I'm driving one day and somebody called me and say, "Hey, you got a house."
Yeah, that is not something you have to
Mhm.
sign.
I'm like,
The
that's
beneficiary
right,
don't have
that's
to
right,
sign.
that's
So-
right.
You know,
You know,
you got a
people,
house.
people sit back and they wonder
I'm gonna need
why
somebody to leave
certain
me a house,
Mhm.
Some money.
a car,
Land.
some money.
all of that.
I mean,
But people
all
sit back
of
and
that.
they wonder why
Yeah.
certain nationalities, they have wealth.
25
But it's because of life insurance.
Yes.
They
Yes.
just want to say, oh,
And a
well,
bull.
they did this and they did that. No,
Let
they,
that multiply.
their family set them up with life insurance.
Yeah,
Right.
actually, I
Right.
did a little bit of history on the beginning.
Mhm.
On the beginning,
Come
I
on,
was just
beginning.
the beginning of insurance, and I was totally intrigued with how life insurance came about, guys.
Yes.
It was just something I was one night. I'm like, when did insurance start? Seriously,
And this
and
is a long
it's
time
insurance
ago.
began in
Long time
the 1760s.
Right.
In the 70s, and I was like, man, it was started by the Presbyterians.
Presbyterian.
Presbyterians in Philadelphia and New York.
Yeah.
Way back in the day, and they created a corporation for the relief of the poor and distressed widows and children of the Presbyterian ministries in 1759. And then the Episcopalian priests organized a similar fund in 1769. So the insurance came about in 1760.
Mhm.
It was just amazing.
Yeah. that
Oh, yeah.
is.
Mhm.
And that was a traditional whole life policy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So from 30 years, from 1940 to 1970, whole life insurance was prevalent, meaning it was widespread in a particular area or at a particular time, and it was powerful.
Mhm.
That's how they
she was
built
saying,
that wealth.
That's how they built the
That's how
wealth
they
with
built
the
the wealth.
insurance.
Mhm.
Right. Yes.
So like I had I used to take care of elderly patients doing in-home health care. When the husband died, the wife was left with over $500 million in life insurance policies. They had a lot of life insurance policies. When she passed, she left all of that plus her $5 million
To
to all the kids and grandkids.
Wow.
So
And that's how that
it's
wealth
life
is built.
insurance.
Generational wealth.
Yeah.
That's really
defined right there.
Right there, yes,
Mhm.
yes. And it said that when the policy secured income for families of the insured in the event of untimely deaths and helped to subsidize retirement planning.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So all this here just falls
Yes.
into
Let's go.
to the insurance and generational wealth.
Yeah.
And of course, we weren't taught that.
No.
Right.
We didn't know anything about that at all.
No, not at all. Mhm.
Mm-mm. No, I was told you get a job, you work 40 hours a week for 40 years, and when you retire, you get 40%.
Yeah.
Well, the way the economy is looking right now,
40%
is that 40% even going to be there?
Mm-mm.
You better set yourself up with some life insurance.
And you guys heard of E.F. Hutton, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Y'all know what he did?
What he do?
Y'all know what he did?
What was
I was
that?
there.
I was
Come on,
reading.
commercial said,
I
when
was
he have
reading
Hudden talking,
Everybody
listens.
But y'all don't know what he did. So
Yeah,
Joy's gonna
yeah.
tell y'all
Yeah, I'm
what
talking
he
about
He's
did.
gonna give y'all the tea.
I'm gonna tell you, E.F. Hutton Life Insurance Company introduced Universal Life (UL) insurance to people. It was the first type of life insurance product.
Wow.
I mean, I was like, I
Well,
was reading this stuff.
Estimated.
But I remember the commercials.
Yeah,
I was sick, so
I remember.
and it was
I used to
estimated at
watch it.
$30.8 billion. Wow.
mm,
It included the industries and also group life insurance.
mm,
E.F. Hutton.
yeah.
I just knew the name. I didn't know what he did.
Yeah, I didn't either. Like she said,
I did
remember
not
that
know.
commercial.
I remember that commercial.
Yeah.
And the oldest
that's how
insurance
everybody
policy
was-
dates back to from in Genoa from 1347.
Oh,
And theirs
wow.
was different, but it's called maritime insurance. I've heard of them.
Mm.
I think they're still around.
Yeah, I've heard that name
Maritime. I think I've got something like in my mail about them.
before. Mm-mm-mm. My God.
So I'm telling you, insurance been around for a long time.
Yeah, it has.
And it's evolved, you know.
Yes,
and
it
it's
has.
just up to us to put it in layman's terms so everybody
Can
can
understand.
understand, you know,
That's right.
what it is, and everybody can
Mhm.
understand that everybody can get, you know, insurance. They have to be educated and open, you know, to it,
Yeah.
because everybody really does need it.
And,
Yeah.
and again, be honest about what you can afford, because
Mhm.
you know, if you can be honest, you don't have to worry about your insurance policy lapsing or you missing the light bill or whatever other bill trying to pay this policy.
And you know, in doing my research, also insurance was also connected to slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You know, yes. I was reading, I'm telling you, I was like all intrigued, and it goes on. There's so much stuff that you don't know about the insurance going back from way back in the day.
The
It was,
slaves were a valuable commodity.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
They
they
sure
were.
So they
Mhm.
insured their slaves.
They sold the insurance policies to slave owners, particularly those whose laborers engaged in hazardous work in mines, lumber mills, turpentine factories, and steamboats in the industrializing sectors of the South and everything.
Oh yeah. They didn't want to lose no income on it.
Mm-mm.
Ain't that so?
So I mean, I
The
learned.
topic runs me hot.
Yeah, and you know, in the oldest,
They were
yeah,
getting
it's a
In the 1800s when we were still enslaved.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it's like I
With
was
life
reading
insurance
and
products.
reading and
Yeah.
reading. I'm like, wow, it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm-mm.
Wow.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to the Let's Talk Coverage Over Cocktail Show. Give them a toast, ladies.
All right, yes.
Let's
hey,
talk
thank you for
coverage over
joining us.
cocktails.
Yes.
We're talking life insurance and the importance of it in your life and your family's life. Whether you're married, whether you're not married, you need insurance on yourself, on your significant other, on your children, on your mother, your father. Like we were talking earlier, if somebody, you're even if you broke up, explain that.
Yeah.
Explain that. If you're divorced and you have an ex, whether it's a wife or a
Yeah.
husband or a boyfriend or girlfriend, why is it important to get life insurance on them?
Yeah, because you know, you have the individuals out there, if they're separated, divorced, and whatever, they're having to support those children. If something happens to that person, that one person that doesn't have custody of the kids, that's going to leave the person with the kids having to raise those kids and finance those children by themselves with no income. Because a lot of times in divorces, you know, the spouse that doesn't have custody of the kids is also the person that's being able
Breadwinner.
to make sure that the house note is paid, the ex-wife is still in the house because she has the kids, or that car payment. You know, those things are important to be able to take care of your children, because that other person has to go to work as well. So what are you going to have if that spouse goes out there and something unfortunate happens, that you're stuck there with 5 or 6 kids? It's going to be hard to take care of 5 or 6 kids by yourself
You don't want
as a single
the
parent.
you don't want the lifestyle of the children to change, because they're having to deal enough with the fact that they lost a
Yeah.
parent and everything, and then to have to downgrade from wherever they are in life too, that makes it so much harder on them, confuses them, and it's just another traumatic experience for
Yeah.
them.
That's right.
So you want them to have the best that they can, even if you're not around.
Right.
You want to make sure that they're looked after and that their lifestyle still is going on to where they're having a healthy lifestyle and they're living in a healthy conditions, and that even if you're not around anymore. So you want to make sure that that happens. And then if you are separated from somebody and y'all are not divorced, you want to have an insurance policy
Yeah.
on it, because you are legally obligated to their burial.
Right. Right.
They're going to look at you and they're going to call on you. I don't care if he's living with his side piece, because you have
Side
papers
piece.
on him. They're going to look
It's
to
gonna come back to
you
you.
That's
to
true.
make the decisions.
That's true.
They're going to look to you to
Experience I
make the
had.
decisions.
Mhm.
And
Yeah. And you know,
Well.
I've
you
been
didn't know that, did you?
I've been divorced myself, and I can recall my ex calling me at my job one day asking me to put insurance on him. I'm like, boy, something happened to you. They swear I killed you.
Yeah.
That was my thinking process, because
Right.
I was ignorant to the knowledge
Right.
of insurance at the moment. But my kids are all adults now, so I don't need to do that. But if I'd known better, I would have did better.
Right.
I surely would have had some insurance on it. But not thinking about it and not understanding the
Right.
importance of, and my
Mhm.
kids were small,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I get about 3 seconds of silent prayer
Yes.
for a friend, because this topic is touching a close family friend right now. I'm not going to name any names, but let me get 3 seconds from the panel and from our listening audience. Silent prayer right quick. All right, everybody, a close family friend is going through this right now, where they're no longer together, and I'm not gonna say is on his deathbed, but it's looking real grim. The ailment, his ailment is very, very, very serious. So it could go either way. He could still be here. Hope he is. He could not be, but they're no longer together. But he's the father of her children, and if he's not here, he's there. She's going to be in the same position
Yes.
that y'all are discussing right now.
Yes.
So I didn't say any names, so don't get me in trouble, y'all. But we've been worried about this for the last yesterday and today. I've been in the hospital, and it's looking bad. He's got a good chance, but it's not guaranteed.
Right.
Right.
So
That happens a lot.
when y'all talk
My
about
prayers
this,
go out.
it's the
Yes.
first thing I thought about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that's a prime example as to how living benefits could actually kick in as far as chronic illness or terminal illnesses. So, just depending on the circumstances, we don't know exactly, what his circumstances is, but that's a prime example of having the right coverage. And he could, he could really get that money right now if he had that type of policy.
If he had it
Right.
already set up.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why we're trying to educate everybody out there as to how important it is to get coverage.
Right.
Something that's going to cover, because we never know. We never know
Never know what's something
when life is going to change.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
At any given time, in an instant, things can just happen.
Oh yeah. And a person doesn't have to be sick to leave this world.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my
Right.
goodness.
So true.
I mean,
Absolutely.
Yes.
you had people die on roller coasters. I mean, for God's sake.
Yes.
So I mean, you have freak accidents all the time. You have,
Yeah.
just people don't wake up. They wasn't sick,
Yeah.
but they just didn't wake up.
Right.
So it's important to cover yourself.
I've heard of it happening.
I'm gonna give you a prime example on how things can happen. Now, I'm a busybody, and this I was a friend was helping me move some stuff around, and I'm just trying to do it myself, and all of a sudden this massive thing just came down and hit my toe.
No.
I mean, it hit me so hard. I'm like, it felt like it had broke my whole foot, but that's just how quick things can happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I didn't even have time to react, to get out of the way or anything. It could have been so much worse.
Oh yeah.
It really could have. Things happened just like that.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Oh yeah. I saw an accident some years ago. I'm also a CDL driver, And I saw an accident some years ago where, the guy didn't strap his load down good. He had some pipes, he hit his brakes and the pipe went straight through and killed him instantly.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
I mean, this is a man that's at work doing his job, to provide for his family. And while he's at work,
Wow.
Goodness.
Freak accident.
Yes.
And
Total freak accident.
If you want to know whether or not you need coverage, if you close your eyes, everybody close your eyes for one moment. Think about how your family would make it if you weren't here. If something happened to you tonight, God forbid, how would your family make it? What would happen with your family, your loved ones? Would your spouse be okay? Would your kids be okay? Will your grandkids be okay? Picture what their lives would be like if you weren't around any longer. And that'll determine whether or not you need coverage.
So true.
oh yeah, and calling out to the single mothers. I'm a single mother of 3 kids, and if I were to leave this world, to think that nobody has my back now. So how they gonna have my back
Right.
if something happens to them?
That's right.
So to ensure that my kids are okay. Thankfully I have 2 that are adults, but I have that 15-year-old. Who's gonna take care of her? They don't make enough money to take care of their little sister. So I had to make sure I put enough coverage on me that to give to them to take care of her, with just a policy in her name too. So
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that they would.
That's
Okay.
right.
Right.
That's right.
You never have too much insurance. Never. So people think that, all I need is, and I've come across this when I'm calling people about policies or to obtain a policy. The first thing they say to me, I've already got one.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But not
this one
knowing
time
what they
you have.
have is the key.
Right.
What do you have? Do you have that term policy?
Yeah.
How much is it? Is it going to cover all the expenses?
Or I've got
Yeah.
one on my job.
Yeah, I got it on my job. We
Uh-huh.
experience this on a daily basis.
Yes, we do.
And people aren't willing to go back and look at what they have to make a hypothetical decision as to what they need.
Right.
Exactly.
We all
Is it
need it.
enough?
We all need something that's going to take care of what our families may not be able to handle or what we don't even have in our bank account.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's not going to cost you anything but just a little time to just take out that policy and let us take a look
Just
at
an
it.
hour.
Exactly.
Just let us take a look just to make sure
Definitely.
that you're okay, that you
Yeah.
have your bases covered.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, because you have some people who have life insurance policies, and they're thinking, "Oh, I got the best policy in the world."
Mhm.
They think they have a whole life insurance policy because maybe their friends signed them up and said, "This is what you need," and they never took the time to look at it. But let us look at the policies, like she said, so we can see what you
Right.
have. Because if you don't have what you actually need, let us get you there.
And you probably have a lot of people out there who's been paying on their policies from day one,
Yes.
and they probably haven't even seen their agent.
Oh
True.
yeah. True.
Yeah.
I'm sure they haven't
That's
even
true
seen their
statement.
agent. I had a friend of mine yesterday to call me up. I'm driving, asking me about insurance. He has 2 policies, one for 10,000, one for 6. 2 different policies. They'll probably turn their turn, but he wanted to get something else to add on to that, so he can have something for his 2 children.
Amen.
Good. That's good.
And I was grateful for that. And he just called me up out of the blue. He hadn't gotten it yet. He's trying to decide, but at the same time, if the point is he thought about it.
Right.
Right.
He's thinking about it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So it's something that, he's 70 years old, and there's something for him now. If he gets something just to add on to that 16,000,
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
to make sure that they have something.
And then even for, I have a client that I signed up for life insurance that's from Africa. And in their tradition, they send bodies back to Africa.
Yeah.
Her mother was already of age, so she was like, "Well, at least give me a $20,000 burial policy so that I can send her body back." So even if you're just trying to cover the transportation
Yeah,
of
that's
sending the body
expensive.
from here to wherever you're from,
That's
That's
right.
right.
it's
True.
good to get a policy.
Right.
That's right.
So, ladies,
Absolutely true.
quick question on the last subject y'all were on, and that was brain fart. Sorry, that was consulting people who may not have the right policy.
Probably so.
If someone is in the listening audience, or myself, or somebody in my circle of influence has a life insurance policy, and we just simply want one of y'all to read over it and make sure it's right, how do we go about that? Do we just give you a call? Do we email you? Is there a cost?
No, it's
No,
not
no
no
cost.
cost. No cost. They can just call us at our numbers, and we can just make an appointment. What's good for
So
them
we can look over it.
to look over the policy.
Okay.
And if
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
and yeah, and if they want to keep that policy, and a lot of people depends on how long they've had it already. They want to keep it and just add something onto that. You know, that's fine. But they do need to know what they have.
Right.
You know, what it covers.
Is
Okay.
it enough?
Is it enough?
I'm not that familiar, so I'm gonna speak for those who aren't that familiar with life insurance policies. So let's just say I have a policy here. It is right here. It's just my policy. I come to y'all, I sit in front of y'all, and I say, hey, I'm 53. I list everything in my life, like y'all said, all the truths about my past and my habits and whatnot that would contribute to which plan or which policy I'm supposed to sign. Now, I'm sitting in front of y'all now. You're gonna tell me, you're gonna read it. This is act like you've read it already. What on here are you looking for?
What type of first thing we're going to look at is what type of policy it is.
Okay.
Is it a term policy? Is it ROP, or if it's a permanent policy? Because there are 3 different types of policy. So the first thing we're going to look at and see is what kind of policy it is. Then we're going to have a conversation with you to find out what it is you're trying to accomplish with your policy. Do you want to make sure that when you die, your house is paid off, the kids can go to college, your spouse can be able to pay bills, or are you just trying to make sure, right, have a little bit to live off of, or are you just trying to cover the death expenses? And here's the thing: a lot of times when you get a policy, things happen in your life where you end up accumulating more things. So you may not have enough coverage when you first got your policy compared to where you are in life now.
Okay.
And so that way we'll be able to assess whether or not you need an additional policy, or if that's a term policy and you might need a permanent policy instead of a term, because you have small children and you want to be able to, in case of an emergency, have funds available to pull from.
Exactly.
So
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
gonna tell
Right.
how much you are able to put in your budget per week.
Exactly.
So we calculate those 4 or 5 weeks. So you say, for instance, 4 times 20. You say, oh, the only thing I can add is $20 a week. So we're gonna do 4 times 20. So that's $80 a month.
Additional.
Yes.
And then we'll see how much what we can get you.
What we can get you for that price.
So we're in the meeting right now, and you will explain to me what you just did. Okay, you're gonna need additional coverage, and we can budget it in at $20 a week, and you'll for that $20 a week you'll get $80 additional coverage.
Yeah,
Mhm.
more.
An $80 premium.
Premium per
Mhm.
month.
Yes.
Okay, so it's at that point it's up to me to
Mhm.
decide, is it worth it or not?
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and just be honest with yourself, financially, because we do that financial lifestyle
Analysis.
analysis
That's right.
just to see if this is affordable for you, if this is within your budget.
Right. Because you don't want your policy to lapse.
That's right.
Because if it lapses, you out of there. It's like not having it at all.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right. So that's another reason why when we talk, we always ask, what can you afford?
Mhm.
You know,
That's very important because
very important.
we want to make
Extremely.
sure that the client can afford the policy, because we don't want you getting something. Say, for instance, I can do $100 a week. That's $400 a month on a policy, and then you get it because you may be sitting with your friend trying to be Mr. Big Stuff,
Come on
right?
now.
And then knowing in your mind you can't afford this because my friend's sitting here, I'm gonna save $400 a month. And then we go up there when you say, okay, I'm gonna get this policy, because a lot of times when we're there with you, we have our computers and we're doing it right then and there, right? So then we submit it, it goes through, and you're like, man, I shouldn't have done that. I can't afford it. So then it's coming back saying that your insufficient funds come back at us. So we have to contact you, say, hey, Mr. Malcolm, you know,
Right.
your funds didn't go through.
Big
Come on
baller.
now.
Yeah.
Big ball.
Yeah.
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 You know, it didn't go through. So we don't want that to happen to anybody, because once we submit it, you sign it, it's effective at that time. So you getting this policy, and it's happened to many, many people where I'm sure that they've signed a policy, and the next 2 days or 3 days later, something unfortunate happens.
Mhm.
But as long as that policy is signed and we've gotten it back to you, it's going to pay what it's supposed to pay, which is very important.
Gotcha.
Now, we do understand, and the carriers do understand that anything can happen. You could be paying your policy real well, and then an illness happens, and you're unable to work, and you can't pay your policy.
Yeah, there you go.
So there are what the insurance call riders. Some policies and some companies do have what is called a rider that will take care of your premium for you
Write it
while
down.
you're unable to
Pay.
work. Yeah, or unable to pay your premium. And you know, of course, there's some documentation that will go with that and everything, but that is an option that you can have to cover yourself just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Just in
Just
case it
in
don't
case.
work out.
We wasn't on the same note then. You know what I was about to say?
Just in case.
I don't make it
home
home
tonight.
tonight. See you for the last time, baby. Yeah. We went on the same. We've been on the same page every time.
Just in
Yeah.
case.
Me and Veronica though. Me and Veronica on the same page. Ladies, in the last 30 minutes of the show, I want y'all to touch on PHP.
All right.
Oh, okay.
And let our
Yeah.
listening audience know all about PHP and what that's about. We see the banner standing behind you.
Yes.
We need to know what that represents.
Right.
Okay.
Well, PHP actually stands for People Helping People.
Yes.
And we are the people
We
who
the
help
people.
help the people. Keep on going.
Go ahead.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So we the people help the people. And again, what we do, we
Come on, keep it.
educate. We have different services that we provide.
Okay.
We've talked about the 401k rollovers, the life insurance, the annuities, the debt settlement, and the long-term care. We have all of those. And we work with carriers that has been around for centuries, like American General, Foresters, SILAC, AIG, Fidelity and Guaranteed Life, National Life, Mutual Omaha. Yeah, you know, that's Miss Kim's favorite because it really honors the grandparents, you know, that can insure the grandkids without going through the parents. We can just do what we do. We just get our kids and insure them. And so PHP offer the 3 types of policies, which is the term, the ROP, and the permanent. And so just to quickly to hit on the term and the ROP, term is temporary. You can get a policy just set for 30 years, up to 30 years, 35 years. Just say you're a 35-year-old and in 30 years, you're 65. Well, at 65, it's going to expire. That's the disadvantage of the term. It's
That's
going
in
to
term life.
That's term life. It will expire. And you know, you're 65 now, body goes through changes, you have health problems. It's going to be a little bit more. But the advantage of term is that you can get a large amount of coverage for a small amount. And it's good. But that disadvantage, you know, because if you live that long, you won't have any more coverage after that term.
Yeah.
And all of that money goes back
People
to the
living longer
insurance
than that,
companies.
Yes, they're right.
Um,
84, 87,
so it
whatever
expires and you have to start all over or you don't have none at all. But there's this ROP. And what ROP means, return of premium, which it is also a term policy. And after the end of the term, the disadvantage is expires. But the advantage of the ROP, and it's a little bit higher. And The advantage though is after the end of your term, you get that money back. That all the premium, if you don't lapse or anything, you will get that money back. So you'll get up to, is it 45-50% of it back? Just say you took out a $500,000 policy, you'd get 75,000 of it back. So, and you paying $50 a month, $100 a month, so all those years you'll get that money back. So then you have the choice of insuring yourself again, because you have that lump sum, or just put a lump sum up and they'll have something to be in. So roll it over to annuity.
Roll it over.
Put it in that annuity and let it make you money, and so that there will be still some money for your burial. But the disadvantage of those two is it will expire.
Okay.
And those are term policies.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let Miss Barbara.
So,
Okay.
so before you pass it over to Miss Barbara, so if it expires,
Yes.
why would someone be tempted to get something that expires? Now, forgive me, don't laugh at me, but I'm not.
No, it's
familiar with-
okay.
No.
So why would I get something I'm 53? Say I get a term life insurance policy right now, and it expires before I'm 70. Why would I do that?
Some people just do that because it's affordable,
And money.
and because it's affordable and that lump sum, nobody knows the day of the hour, but they know that they're gonna expire. But if they outlive it, they just blessed. They lost their money because it's going back to the insurance company. But yes, why would you do it? Maybe because it's just affordable, but it's affordable.
More affordable for more coverage.
Yeah, yeah.
And they may come from a family that don't live past a certain age.
Right.
Okay.
And because they feel like, that's something that, grandpa before him didn't make it past 60. I don't think I will either.
Right.
You have people that think along those lines as well. So if they get a term policy, I feel like it'll cover the period of time that they feel like they'll be living on
Okay.
Earth. And then they'll pay a small amount to have a large amount of coverage.
And when insurance was introduced to me, that's all I knew. That's all I heard, because that's all that was explained to me. So when I was paying a certain amount with another insurance company, and then this was presented to me with this amount of money, a large amount for me and my kids, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to take this. So I canceled that, got this, just added just a little bit more money. And then when all of this was introduced to me, I'm like, okay, it's not making sense. However, right now, to be honest, I still have that policy, but to make sense, to let that policy go and put that money that I'm paying on that term into this permanent, along with the permanent that I have.
Okay.
That makes more, because if I can afford it over here, I can afford that, put it in here just for a little bit more, because that's what I did previously.
Okay.
So now that I know better, I'm gonna do better.
There you go.
So it's just all about education, and it's all about timing too. Like, I started off with paying this amount because I got all this coverage, and now that I see it's just the timing that came. Timing is everything.
Everything. Yeah.
And it was presented to me at a certain time. I can afford it now. I'm gonna do it because I want my kids and all them. We should all want, our families to have more than what we had, and to do better than we had. And if something happened, okay, I can go pull out of this.
Right.
The other term policy I had, I didn't have all the living benefits and the cash value. I just had, if I get cancer, I get $10,000 check. That was good then. But now that I know what I can get now, I'm gonna go for the Big Mac instead of the single. Yeah.
Exactly.
So because I'm a rookie, I'll learn from y'all's mistakes. You know better now.
I know better now.
So now that you know better and do better, you can teach me better.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And not only that, you gonna really pump up and sit up straight when Kim talk to you about the compensation that we do.
Ooh, yeah,
But the
yeah.
mission is before the commission.
That's right.
The mission is
Before
before
the
the commission.
The money can be good.
And the mission is
the mission is better.
the mission is to make it contagious.
Make it contagious.
That's right.
Make it contagious, and the money will come.
That's right.
Oh, yes.
Make it from the heart. And
Make it from
That's
the
right.
heart.
I don't have any problem with that at all. That's what we practice here at Real Talk 100 Radio. It all comes from the heart.
Yes.
And a lot of our friends and family question, y'all been at it a while, and the heart ain't paying off. So I mean, not at the level it should be.
It's coming.
It's coming.
And
Timing.
all we can say is, we have to stay true to our hearts.
Absolutely.
We got into this for a certain reason,
Yeah.
and that reason still holds. Like y'all said, it's coming.
It's coming.
Once upon a time, I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now I can.
Yeah.
So I know it's coming. They don't see the light because they're
It's
not
not their baby.
That's
It's
not
your
that- that's
baby.
right.
Yeah.
The vision was given to you and not to them.
right.
And here's another thing that as an entrepreneur, you have to understand. You plant seeds. You cultivate your garden,
And they
which
grow.
is your business.
Right.
And then you watch it grow.
That's right.
Do you grow a garden overnight? No.
You
Nope.
gotta
It's gonna
fertilize
take
that
some
thing,
while.
you gotta water
And you
it.
got to work
Till
that
it.
thing.
Yeah.
You got to till the
Till it.
soil. You got to
Pull
water
the
it
water.
daily, pull the weeds. You got to put in some work, in other words. And then in due season.
Just see that.
Can I hear
You
somebody
gonna
say
reap
that?
in due
Right.
season.
In due season, you will reap a harvest.
Yeah.
What if you faint
Faint
not?
You faint not. I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at y'all. I'm laughing at what you said. What y'all are talking about reminds me of people with they'll claim they want green grass. I want green grass in my yard.
Yeah.
But they don't never water
They
it.
don't
Don't
water it.
They don't
No
never
water,
water
they
it.
don't grow and get green.
You don't never fertilize it. Every time I go over there, it's browner and browner and browner and browner. And so that's the vision I was laughing at. I have a friend. They want a green yard so bad. I'm like, I haven't seen a sprinkler on in 8 years. What and as hot as it is, how do you
Yeah.
expect-
It's
Right.
hot.
Exactly. And it's really been hot.
It's so thin. The sun is going straight to the root and burning it
Burn.
Yes.
and killing it. That's what's going on.
Right.
And I try to tell them that, and they never water it. So I don't. Anyway, I'm getting off subject.
It's okay.
But y'all
Hey,
get-
that's all right.
Y'all
That's
get
all
my
right.
point. You got to water it.
Yeah,
you got
you
to
gotta
cultivate
grow.
it, and that tree. It starts as a seed. That grape,
That's right.
whatever, starts as a seed. You plant it, you water it, you fertilize it, and one of these days it's going to be
Come on
a big oak tree out there.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
And
like
those daughters, once that tree begin to bloom and blossom, those daughters gonna come around and try to sit under your tree.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You just get that root and keep
They
them
gonna-
on. You
gonna
talking
try
about
to-
me then?
I
They're
believe,
going to try to
Mhm.
believe me, I'm
eat
ready
the
to
fruit
keep right
Yeah.
now.
from your tree.
I'm ready to keep right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's-
because the seeds that you have planted just for us to be here
Right.
Mhm.
and for everybody else that you are allowed to come and be in this platform.
Yeah.
Right.
Providing a major
Again,
platform.
timing.
Time is everything.
Timing is everything.
timing is everything.
Timing
Look
Don't
how,
give up
look how
on it.
long Noah built that ark.
And
People
preach
talking
the
about
same-
him.
How long was it?
120 years.
Come on.
Wow.
The
That's-
same message
120
believe
years.
it.
They didn't believe it
Hmm.
until it started raining.
until it started raining.
Then they believed.
Then they was trying to get
They're
in.
trying to get in.
He was the only
Come
one.
on. He was
He was the only one with transportation.
only one trying with
Yeah.
transportation.
That's right.
Right.
Only one that had
Yep.
some shelter.
That's right.
They didn't want to listen. They
That's
laughed
right.
at him.
Yeah.
So that's all right.
So Barbara's going to talk to us about the permanent insurance.
Yeah, but we get the
Okay,
Bible
I'm
out.
sorry.
You'll
Good.
have
We
church
turned
up.
this
We
into
have
a
church.
church.
We have
I'm
church up
sorry.
in here.
I was having church up in here.
Yeah, you touched the subject
Yeah, you
when you
did.
said that.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
Touch
that's a
something.
mission now, right
Sure
there.
did.
Okay, permanent.
Okay,
so-
the major, there's a difference between, of course, the term and the permanent. Just consider it like term is renting,
Mhm.
and then permanent is like you're buying a house, like you rent a house and you buy a house. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with renting,
Right.
because that's it's affordable. It's a lot more expensive than it used to be, but
Oh, Jesus.
it can be affordable, and it's for a particular individual. It's for a particular person. So the whole life policy, it is the permanent rather, it is a whole life, and there's a variety of different types of whole life policies. There's the IUL, the Index Universal Life. There's the Universal Life, and I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, just the regular UL. There's a number of different ones. You have the whole life, the IUL, which is the Index Universal Life, the UL, which is the Universal, and the Variable Index Universal. So there's a number of different ones. But with the permanent policies, of course, they cost a little bit more, but they do have that cash value that's accumulated over a number of years.
Right.
So, and you'll have that policy for the rest of your life. And of course, there are living benefits within those policies as well. Yeah, I mean that's it mainly. Yeah, you have the policy for a certain amount of time, and as we get older, the policies are, of course, a lot more expensive. That's why I try to emphasize, to the younger people, and the families that can go ahead and get those type policies, the whole life policies, while the individuals are young. So that money can accumulate, and the cash value, you can use it for the children's education, if they need to purchase a car, like we talked about before, and other just,
Whatever
unexpected life.
Right.
Things that happen in life.
That's right.
You'll have that money. That's building your own personal bank also.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that's it in a nutshell with the whole life policy. It is a bit more expensive, like I said, but just let it sit for a while, and God lets you live long enough, you will see you'll see the value in that, because that cash value is a way for you to save money for the future, for your children's future, for your future.
Oh, yeah. I wish I would have heard of something like that when I was having kids, because my oldest two kids are 10 months apart, and buying 2 cars at one time was not easy.
Right, absolutely.
Barbara, could you explain the living benefit? What do you mean by the living benefit?
Now, the living benefit, just say, for instance, if you had the policy for a certain amount of time, and you became ill, because there's riders there where you can either have if you have a terminal illness or a chronic illness, or something happens, and say you didn't pass away, but you can activate those benefits.
Right.
If if something happens to you and you need that for either hospital bills or to pay your mortgage, or just anything while you're not working, while you're ill.
Right.
Those benefits are there for you.
Yeah.
So if I pull that living benefit out, will that death benefit still be there?
Well, it's part of that death benefit, because if it's a terminal illness, then you're activating that death benefit. So you can either, and it depends on, they have different levels, of the illnesses. So depending on what type of illness you have, you can either get that full amount, or you may get a portion of that.
Yeah. And God forbid if something happens, and the person do pass away, it still will be enough death benefit for them to bury it and carry on.
And this is very important to a lot of people, because you hear life insurance. Say you're in the Walmart parking lot or in your front door of your house, and here comes an insurance agent, a life insurance agent. The first thing they're saying is, that's not going to benefit me until I die. Y'all are talking about living benefits.
Living
You
benefits.
can benefit from
While you're
life
still
insurance
alive.
while you're still alive.
Yes.
And even though I am a rookie, I've been studying, maybe the last 7 years. And I realized that I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
I could have been, I could have been set up pretty nice if I would have, known this information.
I didn't know.
So that's what,
I didn't know. It was something that, again, you weren't taught. You know, I
Right.
had general business in high school, but they don't teach this.
No,
Right.
They
no.
don't,
I
they
have
don't
a
teach any of
business
this.
degree
Yeah, a business degree.
and did not know this.
You have people with
Yeah.
doctorates and masters,
Don't
and they
know.
don't teach
Yeah.
this stuff
Right.
too, and
That's
it's
right.
not right. It's
Yeah.
it's not
No,
right.
no.
Uh,
You're out there buying policies and just buying policies and not really educated on them,
Right.
on the different types and what their benefits are. So again, it's educating the communities.
Right.
It's educating
Right.
people. It's
Yes.
educating you sitting down having a talk with your kids or grandkids, educating them on the importance of having insurance.
Mhm.
So it's important all the way around. You look at it, it's important.
It is.
That
You know-
financial literacy comes in many
Man,
forms.
yes,
This is one of them.
many.
Oh, yeah.
This
Many.
is one of them.
Miss Joyce shared something that she saw, what was it, on TikTok or something the other day, where the lady was doing a flashcards with her daughter, and it was showing. We were at the office, and,
Oh,
and
yes.
it was showing the lady, the little girl could have been no more than 9 or 10 years old, and she
I
was
think she
doing
was that old.
flashcards. She was younger.
I think she was younger.
They were doing flashcards over financial literacy.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like, why didn't we have something like that
Mhm.
coming up?
Yeah.
I think I said it to my daughter too. The cards.
Right.
I don't remember who sent it to me, but it was crazy.
Mm.
We were sitting in class the other night. Yes.
But that was amazing. Just
Mhm.
sitting there looking at this beautiful young lady, and I'm like, man, I need to do that
Yeah.
with my
And
kids.
her mom was quizzing her and she was answering, teaching her at a young age
At a
the
young age.
importance of financial
Oh, what's
literacy.
Absolutely.
She was like 7 or 8 years old.
Mhm.
Wow.
Now, you know,
Yeah,
when,
it's
when
never too young to start.
Right.
I am thankful. I bought my youngest daughter a book because I saw that something I missed with the older two. But I bought her a book when she was 6 or 7. That Grow Rich or something book.
Think
and
Grow
Think
Rich.
and Grow Rich.
Napoleon
Yeah.
Hill.
Yes, I have
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
book.
So
yes.
they have a children's version of it. So I bought that for her.
Okay.
And she was intrigued with it. But that's just one step. It's so many
Yes.
other steps that she needs to take in order to understand this.
Well, we're going to let Kim go ahead and give a bit of the compensation before we get out of here. We have a few minutes left on PHP compensation plan if you decide that you're interested in coming to work with us.
Yeah, so if you're interested in being a partner of ours, a business partner of ours, we would love to mentor you. We would love to help you get licensed so that you can make money in this business. Not that's it. Money, 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 money. Almighty dollar. Yes. So a lot of times people want to know, how does insurance agents get paid? Well, I'm going to try to sum it up as quickly as I possibly can without giving you too much intel. You can call us and we'll be happy to talk to you about this. But number one, you have to be entrepreneur minded. You can't just be, you can't have a closed mind. You have to have an open mind, and you have to understand how business works, or want to have an open mind to understand how business works.
Mhm.
So you come into the company, and once you're licensed, you can go out into the fields and you can sell policies. And once you're licensed, you've been placed with the different carriers, and you're able to go out and sell policies. Say, for instance, you have you decide you want to do this on a part-time basis, because you can't do it full-time. You can also do it part-time, but you can still make money either which way it goes. The possibilities are endless as far as money that you can make. So you can make up to 75% commission on a policy. Did you hear me?
75.
75.
75.
Yeah, up to 75, up to 75% by following the steps and getting promoted up, so that you're able to do that. So say, for instance, that you're on a lower level, because it starts off with PHP, it starts off on a 30% level. So say, for instance, you sell a policy to a family of 4 that the monthly premium is $250. So how you're compensated is you'll take that premium, you'll times it by 12, okay? And then if you're at 30% level, that amount is times by 30%, and that's what your commission is. And then if you reach the 40% level, You do the same thing, but it's at 40%, 50%, and so forth and so on. So here's the thing that we do for business purposes and to help us grow our business and to also be able to have residual income or passive income, not residual, passive income. Say I bring my partner in with me, we become partners. And then you get some, you decide to get you a partner. Well, when you sell a policy, me and you, we both win. I brought you into the business, I done mentored you and got you all started and everything. So when you win, I win.
You win.
When you eat, I eat.
We eat at the table.
When I move, you move.
Just like that.
That's what we do.
Well, I love y'all, man. Only known them 2 weeks. Love them to death. The chemistry is awesome.
But
I
Kim,
love it.
you told me the best part though. The company pays what?
How many times a week?
How many
Oh,
times
so we
a
get
month?
paid
A week?
twice a week,
That's 8 times a month.
8 times a
Okay,
month.
how many?
You can make money 8 times a month.
Wednesday and Friday.
Wednesday and Fridays.
Every Wednesday.
Friday,
Every.
Payday. That's it. That is
Now I
And
gotta
not-
change the song.
And not
Wednesday,
only
Friday.
that, the company pays us 1 year in
In
advance.
advance. That's where that
1 year.
12
That's
comes
where that
from.
12 months come
in.
from.
Yes.
And you do
So
not have
if
to
you
purchase
want-
your leads.
You want us to go into more in depth about how to become an agent and how to get paid and how to make money in this industry, just give us a holler. We will be happy to give you that information, and we will be happy to let you meet our mentors as well, so that you too can protect families all across America, and not only protect families, protect your own family, and to also help your family as well.
So that's
As
amazing
Barbara says, we
coverage.
don't have to pay for leads. All of our
Yeah, we don't pay for
business
leads. We
is
don't pay
word
for
of
leads.
mouth. And
Right.
who knows
Referrals.
somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
That knows somebody.
So we're not out here knocking. We don't do any door knocking
No,
or anything like that.
we don't do
no
that
cold
anymore.
calling.
No cold calls.
It's about you knowing somebody who knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. It's endless.
Yeah.
It's endless.
And here's the thing: integrity is very important, because once you are been proven as a person of integrity and is trustworthy, people, you don't have to tell about what you're doing. People will tell it for you.
Yeah.
And then when they tell it for you and tell what you're doing and that you can be trusted, people will reach out to you. That's how you grow your business. Be a person of integrity. Do something that is helping your community and feeding your family in a legitimate way. You don't have to go to college or have a college degree of any sort to do this. All you have to do is be coachable and want to read. You gotta read. You gotta read.
Yeah.
Blair gotta read.
Yeah.
I gotta read.
Blair gotta read. That's why I got my glasses.
Yeah, me too.
I can't see them like this. So y'all, let's until next week. We're gonna all try and make coverage contagious.
Yes.
So tell somebody, and we look forward to talking to you and seeing you next Friday.
So next Friday, meet us here again. Same bat time, same bat
bat
channel. Where we'll be discussing coverage over cocktails.
Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Another great show, ladies. Another great show on the Let's Talk Coverage Over Cocktails show. Y'all tune in every Friday night. If you want to learn more about insurance, if you want to learn more about how you can make money, on the side, part-time, full-time. This is an agency that we're growing here at Real Talk 100 Radio. We've partnered up with these lovely ladies, and we are already on the team. We have a lot of learning to do,
Yes.
have a lot of work to do, but we've already joined. We want you to join too. Our network, we want you to get on board with us. Learn how to make money on the part-time side, full-time side. Learn how to protect your family. Learn how to be your own bank.
Yes.
I could go on and on and on. You could say, Malcolm, what do you mean be your own bank? All you got to do is rewind the tape and put hashtag replay in the comments and learn.
Yes.
Yes.
If you can't learn from this video, if you can't learn from this show, all you got to do is call one of the ladies.
All of
Yes.
Their phone numbers are on the screen.
787-93-11.
Okay.
777-93-11. Boy, that was a long time ago,
Yeah, I
y'all.
forgot what the rest of
That
it
was a long
said.
time. You showing your age.
Oh,
You
so
showing your age.
Stop.
Showing
Okay,
your
my
age,
bad.
Kim.
My bad.
Showing your age. Y'all keep it locked to Real Talk 100 Radio. That brings us to a close tonight on the Let's Talk coverage over cocktails. Y'all join us every Friday night from 8:30 to 10:30. All the hosts are on the screen right now. Give them a call. They want you to call them and ask them about life insurance coverage. Even if you have a life insurance policy already, you're more than welcome to give either one of them a call to go over with it. Go over your policy, get consultation, see if it's the right policy for you, see if it's the right policy for your family.
Right.
Call any one of them at any time. Oh, well, excuse me. Within reasonable hours.
Yeah.
To
And-
talk
They can
about
call, they can go to
policies.
voicemail, and we'll call them back in the morning.
In the morning. Kim said they're gonna call you back in the morning.
To talk about insurance.
Talk about insurance.
about
That's right.
insurance.
We can't reiterate that enough because I know some of you fellas be like, call them anytime. Really? Yeah, nah. We're talking about life insurance, fellas. We have a pit bull and he will bark. All right, y'all. Y'all keep it locked to Real Talk 100 Radio the rest of the night. We have a lot of 90s R&B hits,
Okay.
hip hop hits. We have Southern Soul, and we have for the Ratchet group, we got some Ratchet music too. So
Hey.
y'all keep it locked to Real Talk 100 Radio. We got something for all ears at all times. If you would like to sponsor the show, if you would like to sponsor the radio station, all you have to do is text sponsorship to 936-333-1969, and we will get with you soon. If you would like an interview, if you would like a show, text show to 936-333-1969. I've been having trouble with my tongue all night. I cannot talk straight. Something is wrong with me. I need to go to the doctor. I'm just being silly, y'all.
We got you covered.
Thank you. They got me covered. Bye-bye, y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Nice.
Unite.